Okay, we're recording. Okay, everybody, we are doing a PANats preview show. We are not going to waste 7 hours going over every weight class that has nothing interesting going on. So we'll talk about the interesting stuff.
Don't
Thank you.
want to talk about the 52s for 4 hours. Like,
Yeah, let's talk. No, we'll talk about the 84s for 4 hours instead. Okay,
80 pluses.
okay. Let's see. Okay, let's just start from the beginning, I guess. So we'll start with the 47s. This is actually one of the interesting classes, right? So we got Jess versus Heather. So, Heather, tell us your research on the lifter nominated in second.
Okay. So, she had to take a few months off due to health issues, which I will be very open about this. Like I had some tumors on my uterus, which when I was talking about some stuff on social media with like the random bleeding, all of that, the pain, as you guys can remember, I was like basically tempo squatting everything. It was because of all the pressure that was being put on that. So got those removed, had to not do Equip Worlds in Iceland due to that. And then all of a sudden my squat starts blowing up again, right? I'm able to squat back in flats. I don't need to use heels. And everybody's losing their mind, like, oh my God, you should have been using flats this whole time. I'm like, I physically could not do that actually. Because I had a really good squat in the past, but unfortunately was unable to really improve or push on that. So that's been going really good with my top one this prep being 160. And then, bench is, I'm not going for any record there, right? Unfortunately, I can't be good at everything, and bench is that for me. So, just building kilo by kilo on that. And then of course with deadlift, that's my ride or die. It's not gonna let me down. Hit 202 and a half last week, just got done doing it this today, 172 and a half, pretty easy. So we're probably gonna push that really well, just to make sure we can push that a little bit.
Yeah,
Okay,
Heather. So, go.
yeah, I'll start.
Yeah.
We'll start with the hard questions, right? So obviously, if anybody's been following you, senior prep, we saw you hit 160 a couple of weeks ago, whatever that was. You hit 152. Like you've hit numbers that you never hit before, meaning not just in comp.
Right.
I'm pretty sure by far this is the strongest you've ever been in prep. Now the thing is, your best squat and comp I think is like 143, and you've been like at the 140 range for the last like bunch of meets that you've done. So I guess the question is you don't need to divulge your whole plans, but like in terms of like strength, like what do you like want to hit? Not exactly, but I'm saying obviously you're gonna hit more than what you've previously hit. Do you have any idea? Have your openers been set already? Do you know what your plans are?
Well, we had this conversation on Friday, actually, me and Kedrick did. And the thing is, because my squat blew up so quickly, like I'm able to take like over 10 kilo jumps now and it not be an issue. And so for me, I was like, dang, I really don't know what I can open up with at this point. I did 152 and a half 2 weeks ago. It flew. So it was just, it's been kind of like such a surreal kind of situation because I'm like, all right, I've never had the opportunity to even open up anything over 140 ever. But if I had to guess, I think 140, 142 and a half is about to be our opener, which I don't care if I
Okay.
say that on here because,
Right. Yeah,
those
it's
could
just where you
change day
start.
up, right? Those could
Right.
change day up. I could be feeling like absolute dog poop and be like, bump it down. And we could just go from there. But I do know that I want my top end as close to that 160 as possible.
And then also
So.
bench. You haven't really posted any bench. I mean, like you said, obviously not going for any records, but like how has bench felt? Like in the
The
past,
bench
like
has been going
I
really well, and like I bench every training session, and I think that's the issue because my squat's been blowing up and everything that it kind of just gets backburnered into my posts. So my benches, they kind of make it into the stories, but other than that, like we're still like, we're gonna play that very conservative, right? I think that's my biggest thing is I need to make sure I can get as close to 9 for 9 as possible, right? Because we're both in that situation where if Jessica misses a squat, it's like, oh crap, that is a lot of kilos that we need to make up. If I miss bench 2.5 kilos, I could probably make it up on deadlift easily. But when you're in this tight situation, you want kilo for kilo at this point. But bench has been going really well. So probably conservative day. We'll see how it feels. I really like the Eleiko bench. It's more squishy. So I truly believe that makes me push out a little bit more kilos than normal. So
Do you see yourself
Right.
benching like 80 kilos?
no.
Okay.
No.
Oh, I'd be crazy. I would give you
That
the
would
win at
be
that point.
cool. That would be cool, but I mean, I could load up more than 80 kilos and go 2 for 3 for sure.
Okay.
So,
Right. I mean, I guess
All right.
it's simple. If you're 6 for 6, like after
mhm.
bench, then you can just load. I mean, if you stay with like realistically, if you're kilo for kilo with Jess on squat, and then you have to make up your bench difference on deadlift, and that's all doable. So if you're 6 for 6, then it should be within range. Like obviously you're pulling last, and obviously barring some disaster, you're pulling for the win. So it's just a matter
Right.
of you have to if you make your lifts. Like even
Hmm.
obviously you have like high goals on squats, but like if you just go 3 for 3, you're going to be setting yourself up in a spot where you can pull
That's
for the
right.
win.
That's right.
Okay, so let me get this straight. So like what I'm the rockhead here, right? I don't go kilo for kilo. So like if I'm a fan in the squat, what am I watching for that's going to be consequential to the end? Like
So
if
what go ahead. Finish it.
yeah, so like okay, Carrie, okay. So if I'm watching the squat and Heather squats 5 kilos more, like who am I looking for? Who's going to win that squat battle? And then if they win it by a certain amount, how consequential is that to the rest of the meet?
So usually, right? Jess squats more than Heather usually. Like the last couple meets,
Okay.
it's always been like that, right? But now I've seen Heather squat. She squatted the 160. Even if you pull like 5 keys off just for some assurance, and she does like 155. If Heather out squats Jess, that puts her in a really good position to like not have to force as hard on bench and just pull what she needs. So what you're looking for is if they squat the same or Heather squats 2.5 more, it's going to be a tight battle for like,
And that's advantage Heather.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I would
Okay.
say, yeah, the way I would say it is based off like my just like head numbers is like if Heather squats more, she's in like the prime
Drop it.
position. She's still gonna have to pull something big because just
Yeah, yeah,
obviously
yeah,
her
yeah.
lift is her lift. No, I'm saying I want to say big, I mean like huge. I'm saying like something
Mm-hmm.
crazy, like world record
Yep.
territory.
Yep.
Well,
But
that's why I
and
make the comment like if Jess misses a squat, like she knows she's in trouble.
It's over. It's
Because
right,
over.
like,
I think
and
if
that goes for
Jess
both of us. Like, frick, like I know I got to go at least 3 for 3 on this because again, it's not like bench where I'm just adding minimal kilos to the bar. Squat is like a huge thing. If I'm losing 10 kilos off of that, that's going to be very hard for me to make up somewhere else. And I think she knows that as well, especially if she misses a squat and that's 10 kilos, knowing I have a bigger deadlift at the end. And it's going to make it to where I might not even have to pull as much at the end to
right.
just have the same total, maybe win on body weight, or B, just go right over
All
that
right, hold on.
American
Let
record.
me set the whole scene. Okay, now that gives me good context, right? So now moving into the bench, you say it's going to be neck and neck, but you have the advantage if you go. So now moving into the bench, what should I watch for? Like, what isn't going to be indicative of who's going to win, right? Because that's what
So
matters, right? Who wins this head to head?
So yeah, so I don't think I think like bench is really not gonna like assuming people just do what they should do, it's not gonna play a huge part. Like Jess is probably gonna bench something in the 100 kilo range, and Heather's probably gonna bench 75, 77, and it's just gonna set up like if they finish squats around even, you could expect like a somewhere between like a 20 to 25 kilo gap on bench, which is exactly around where the gap on like on deadlift is. So like if they finish squats even and then like 25 kilo gap on bench, then you're basically like then it's probably going to be like on nominated openers like even. Like that's what it's going to be. Like Heather, you're probably going to open like in the 185 range on deadlift, 185 to 190, something in that range if I had to guess. That would be my guess. And
you
then
won't give
that's
too
my
much
guess.
away.
Right, that would be
I
my
won't give
guess.
that
It doesn't have to,
one.
it's not,
No,
So
you're
like so
right.
I'm just trying
that's
to get everyone to talk in actual competitive context if you give it. So now, that gives me good context. So I know what to watch for as a casual-ish fan. So now we're moving into deadlift, and that's where it's going to be decided based on what you've kind of
yeah,
articulated. That's where it's going to be decided if everything goes as planned.
Yes, if everything goes as planned, it really is going to come down to every lift, and it's going to come down to third deadlifts. Like
Yeah,
we've seen in the
because once
past.
deadlifts come around, my opener is gonna even that playing field out right back.
I guess the truth is your opener on deadlift is irrelevant. You could put down 100 kilos in deadlift, and as soon as bench is over, you're just going to presumably put it to exactly where. I mean, you're going to be lighter probably
Right. And,
because you're
and that's
generally pretty
where
They
light.
both weigh
powerlifters
quite a light
actually,
though.
No, but
I mean,
Heather, what do you're lighter. You're sub 47, or are you over
Yeah.
47 now? You
No,
don't have to
I'm
cut at
still
all.
right now. Yeah.
Yeah, so Heather's gonna be lighter. So
Okay.
presumably, like from a coaching standpoint, like assuming things go as planned and like there's nothing like weird where you have to whatever, you're probably just gonna put your deadlift exactly what it is to be ahead on body weight, and then you just jump like you match, and like that's all you have to do. Like
Right.
you're in the driver's seat because you're always gonna know what to do. Like on squats, Jess might open heavier because she in general opens a little heavier on squat than you, but it doesn't make a difference because you can no changing
Right.
attempts. It's just about hitting lifts. So
That's
like
right.
if things go as they should, it's really gonna come down to deadlifts. So I would say over the whole thing, like the way it works is like if obviously Heather has an advantage if she squats more, and if she squats less, it has to be like not has to be, but like it really should be within 5 kilos. If it's more than five,
No,
if you squat more than
2.5.
5 kilos, I think five is doable.
Yeah, it
I
gave me more
think
than 5 kilos.
I think five more than five is that's a
It depends on what
disaster.
Jess benches, right? I think if Jess can bench like 102, 105 maybe, then
I
she
don't know,
might need a
105.
little bit more. I don't
I
know.
don't
I
see
know she has a little.
105. I don't see
I'm just
105.
saying, we don't know everything.
okay, so basically, what could Jess do to, because it seems like Heather has the clear advantage here. What could Jess do to swing the pendulum back in her? Is it benching that 102 to 105? Is that what could swing the
Yeah,
pendulum back? Or
Yeah,
yeah.
where could she get an advantage?
the thing is she doesn't like it's not like she has an advantage, meaning the biggest advantage in powerlifting when it's close is having that last deadlift, especially that's just the advantage. So
Right. That
Jess
I
doesn't
am aware. Yes.
right, so Jess's advantage, she doesn't need that. It's just a matter of she's been very consistent her last lot of meets. Like we're pretty like I don't see a world like other than like her having to like do something crazy where like Jess totals sub 420. Like I don't think it's gonna happen. Like it's not gonna happen. So like I think Jess's like floor is just higher just because she's been more consistent. So we could expect Jess to squat something in like the 150, 152, 155 range. Probably something like that, right? And she's gonna bench somewhere between like 97 worst case to carry saying maybe 105. I think like 102 probably is gonna be like her cap on bench. And then deadlifts actually is her biggest wild card in that she's done a lot of meets where her third deadlift did not look like a third deadlift. So, but she also has
Right.
not really she hasn't been pushed in the same way. Meaning, like when she battled that Worlds, she was too far behind this past year. She was too far behind because of missed lifts to like deadlift something like reasonable for the win. So this is gonna be the one time where like it's gonna come down obviously to made lifts and like to picking the correct number. She's gonna have to
Yeah.
pick the correct
Who's
number.
handling her?
I
I
don't
would
know.
assume
She's
Jason.
not PSG, right, Jason?
Yeah,
Yeah, I would assume
probably.
it was Jason, if anybody, her
Okay.
coach.
I
So
mean, she may have.
Sebastian,
I mean, obviously, we know attempt selection at Worlds was a bit questionable. So maybe that will change things for the team. Not the team, but people collectively. Do you guys
I did
want to
see
move
that
on
she made a
to next one? Or?
post. I don't know if y'all saw that post where she was kind of like, and nobody's entitled to really know what's going on with her. I felt like reaching out to her, but at the same time, I was like, you know what? I can wait to speak to her about this after the competition. She mentioned some of the struggles she was like going through, whether it be mental health, physical health, talking about some injuries, everything like that. Like for me, like I'm like, man, I really wish you wouldn't have posted that because now all eyes are like ding, 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 ding. Like, what does that mean? Like, are you currently injured? Are you currently like battling through something? Like I know she had that eye injury where the bench bar landed on it, which was disgusting. Like that's scary. And she was talking about like having some bracing issues to where when she was trying to brace, like it would cause a lot of pressure in her eye. So hopefully that's on the come up. Because for me personally, like if I'm going against Jessica Espinal, who's, a great lifter, I want to go against her when she's at her best, not when she's sick, not when she's going through her own like personal struggles. Like I want her to be on her A game that day. And even then, like, so that's not something that we can just like discredit, because I hate when somebody's going through something, they're like, oh, that's, they just had a bad performance and they're trying to blame it on this. Like, no, like that stuff really does have an impact on, your body. So hopefully like her coaches have come together and formulated a plan to where she can be consistent and show her best self day of. But I didn't want to just, go on and not speak about that. So whatever it is she is going through, I hope she heals from that, whether it be physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally. And then she can just have the best performance come Thursday. So
Yeah.
Okay.
So you guys want to do predictions at all? You guys want to just talk about it? That's it.
I don't know. You could, if you want, I
prediction.
guess one last thing also is I would just ask a question is world record is 433.5. Over under on the winning total. Sebastian, you go
Over.
first.
Over. Oh, sorry.
I don't do numbers. I'm here for the competition.
Okay, fine. I think I think we're probably gonna see over also.
I think
Over.
over. I think somewhere between 435 to 440. And then there's gonna be some chips
40.
involved for sure. 440 is like the best case scenario.
Yeah.
I'm
If
thinking
it's
more like,
if the winning total is
yeah.
440, then we got to see one of the best battles in
Well,
any competition
Heather had
ever. Like regardless
410.
of weight class. No, I'm saying because if the winning total is 440, that means both lifters were around there, and to see both lifters like that would be. I mean, that'd be great. I would say probably
Yeah.
not, just because the odds are like
Yeah.
that
So
like takes top like I would say probably like something in like the 435 range is probably what we're gonna end up seeing, which is still gonna be crazy
Well, if
to see if
I'm
we see two
breaking the
lifters.
deadlift record, I can load whatever I want to, and I'll just make sure the actual load, like total wise, is 439.5.
Nice.
Just
Nice.
can be.
I mean, that'd be great.
And
But
I will think of you.
I will say
Well,
this, Heather. I feel like this is like the best prep I've ever seen you have. Normally I'd be immediately say, "Oh, Jess is gonna win," but honestly, I've been thinking about this for like
Mhm.
a week. I'm like, damn. I started crunching numbers. I'm like, Jess could lose this if she's not perfect. So I think this might be one of the
Yeah, and
best
that's the thing.
47s battles.
Like I
yeah, I mean,
tell people all the time, like it comes down, like neither one of us can just afford to just slip up in certain areas. Like if you can't have a 6, 7, or even 8 for 9 day and expect to win unless that other
Yeah.
person is just an awful, terrible day.
Hmm.
Like that can't win national championships at this point, and it also can't win these world championships. So,
Hmm.
you know, it's just real.
I have a hot take. The winner of the 47s and nationals will win worlds. It's my hot take.
Yeah,
I
I
agree. I think the winner at Nationals is going to be the favorite to win worlds. I mean, Tiff is great. I mean, she won 4 straight world championships, but
Mhm.
I think she's first off, she's very big. Like she's like much closer to 52 than she is to 47.
Yeah.
And I think she could still make progress, but I don't see like her rate of progress being the same. So I think first off, it's because I think whoever wins is going to be totaling over the world record, and I think that would put them as a slight favorite. But yeah, I mean, whatever. We're gonna get to see 2 of the 3 strongest 47s ever, and then the winner will, actually, this is one rant I have. Um, it's ridiculous the way the current system is at nationals, where the second place finisher in this class will almost for sure not get a world spot, even though there'll be weight classes where the winner will have 0% chance of winning worlds.
I have a
Um,
question though. Do you think if Megan Herbert doesn't total 90, is it 95%, or is it 90%?
no, they changed it
Oh,
to
85.
85.
what is
85 is
85.
85%? What
ridiculous.
is that? What is that?
It's a participation trophy,
Yeah,
85%.
Oh,
yeah. I mean, this is one of the
85% doesn't put you in the top,
that's not even top
doesn't put
five.
you
That's
in
not
the
even
A
top
flight.
five.
No, it's not the A flight. Is
well,
US going to send somebody to the B flight instead of
Oh
somebody who's going to be
no.
podiuming? That's ridiculous.
yeah,
I
no.
would love 247s
Listen,
at Worlds.
keep fucking ranting, but like, I don't understand. I mean, we obviously know no one knows what they're doing, but like,
Yeah.
if you're the IPF and you want to get into the Olympics, you need people to watch this stuff, and not sending your not having the best athletes there doesn't help anyone.
Okay,
Like, what
I'll
are
give you
we
another hot
doing?
take. I'll give you another hot take.
What are we
Honestly,
doing?
the best athletes isn't even the most important thing. I've seen this like through social media, YouTube, Instagram, all
Yeah,
this.
you're probably right in a way. Yeah,
Names are more important than
yes,
numbers. That's the bottom
that's
line.
always
It's like
been right.
I mean,
Yeah.
you can see like I
No,
see on
you're
my
right.
own like
You're
my
right.
own YouTube channel. I post videos if the guy's a social media person like an influencer, the video will get 10 times the views of somebody who does better
Oh
numbers who
yeah.
nobody knows.
Yeah.
It's just a fact. So like,
Yeah, no,
but
I mean, again, but there is usually an overlap between the athletes who are the best and the ones who have the following. There's usually a
correct,
bigger overlap there. Again,
right.
exactly, you're absolutely right. Like, we put Pinoy Bulldozer in there. More people are going to watch that because it's hilarious than a
No, I'm saying
top like.
Pana is going to be the biggest 66 star in,
Ever.
let's say, even in let's say 3 years from now, when I guarantee you there'll be five people well above 750 in the 66s. Pana will still be the number one star because he just is.
I mean, look at LeBron. LeBron's the 25th best athlete in the NBA, and he's on every poster still. It's exact. You're right.
Yeah.
That's number one.
However, I was at a gas station yesterday and saw Shaquille O'Neal and some gummies.
Really?
So
Right? You're proving his point. I mean, yeah. He's not even in the
Right.
league
It's nice.
anymore.
I
No, but either way,
know.
so I think there has to be a middle ground. Like I think 95% might be a little too harsh now, like especially in certain weight classes, like whatever weight classes Agatha competes in would just disqualify everyone else. But like 85 is too low. 80 like I think I like the Carpino system better. Like make it a Carpino, they have to be a
Yeah.
whatever it is. Because
There's
like
no water, fine.
Carpino one, maybe fine. What I'm saying, no, it isn't because that you still have the same Agatha issue. I think maybe I think Carpino
Podium.
2 as a minimum requirement.
Oh yeah, minimum. But I think Carpino
Like
one would guarantee a spot no matter what.
Oh yeah, but I'm just saying, like, if
Yeah.
somebody, I think it's ridiculous that a country as strong as the U.S.
Why
I'm not
wouldn't you
saying this
just?
refers to any classes, but like, should send any lifter who's not gonna podium. There's no reason.
I don't see why we can't just look to other sports. I mean, I'm sure track has. I mean, track has a good criteria. Let's just use whatever they use. I don't think you have to reinvent the wheel here.
I have no idea what track uses. Okay,
Neither do
um,
I, but it works for them. So why not just use that? Like, it's just stop trying to make things up.
yeah, okay, let's just move on.
Yeah, that
Speaking
took
of
30 minutes on
52s,
one class. So
speaking of the 52s, so 52s, we have Megan Hurlburt.
yeah,
Yeah, she's
next.
presumably gonna win. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Sarian, whatever her name is, Metzinger.
Serene,
Serene, Metzinger.
Hey,
Serene,
come
she's
on,
from
come on.
Raleigh, North Carolina. Come on,
Yeah,
hello.
Skip it, skip it. Come on,
Schmexy.
we got fish to
Okay, fine.
fry.
I'm saying no, I'm just saying like we haven't she hasn't posted in like years, but she has a decent nominated total. Who knows? Maybe there'll be a battle if Megan doesn't come at 100%. But yeah, okay. Nobody
63.
else. The
Natalie is
52s.
well.
Okay,
We can mention Natalie coming back in 57. It'll be interesting to watch. But other than that, next.
Natalie. Is there anything left in the 57s? No, that's yeah. Okay,
That's
Natalie.
a Natalie
63s.
show.
63s. Why do we think Megan's doing nationals?
Because
Um,
she's a freak.
no, I think it's because she wasn't happy with her Sheffield performance. I think that makes the most sense. Because Sheffield, she was pacing for like a 565, 570. I
She
think
went
she
for
just want.
1 3 on a bench
Yeah,
strip.
that's her biggest lift. She makes
Yeah,
big jumps on
yeah.
bench.
I
So
mean,
I
yeah,
think that's why she's doing it.
the 63s of Sheffield were disappointing. None of them breaking the world record.
No.
Honestly, like they were all like talking 15. They were all talking about like win, like
So
being obviously besides for Agata, but like being in contention for
Podium.
like the podium, and none of them
okay,
broke it.
so
Whatever, it's disappointing.
I want to talk about the Meg thing real quick, just for like 30 seconds. So
Mhm.
she was on a podcast and she talks about like how she likes to compete more often, how you don't have to always do an RPE 10 thing. Obviously, you guys know where I stand on that. But
Mhm.
like when you're talking about a sport where you make your money on social media, being more visible competing is going to benefit you as a lifter. Like the fact that, again, we don't see the top athletes here because of some ridiculous ability to qualify at Sheffield and not have to come to nationals is obviously silly, but like it's an opportunity for her to continue to build her platform. I mean, she's extremely popular. I mean, even general people at my gym like her because she's a mom. She got 2 kids and she benches 300 plus. Like, I think there's multiple things. Maybe that's not her motivation, but like being more visible and more present and competing more often is a good thing for her brand. Not
Right.
maybe care about that.
I
But
think
I like
also, I think also specifically for somebody like Meg, having that extra competition practice is useful because with her bench style, with like the way she benches, like it's very hard to figure out how these commands are going to work, how these juries are going to work. So extra practice is definitely going to be productive for someone like Meg.
the U.S. national jury is probably not the jury I want. The jury of it's not the one I want to look at. That the jury average age is 70 plus. Like I don't know if you want that.
Yeah.
So basically,
Yeah.
it's like the same average age as the EC of the IPF.
It is the EC. It is the EC. It's Robert Keller. It's I like all these people. Robert Keller, Bill Clayton, and Bill Helmlich. You know, it's like that's who it is.
Right. Okay. Before we move on, I'll just give a shout out to Angelina Martinez. She's been insane in training. She was junior worlds for the US this past year, and she is going to break the world record deadlift this coming year. She's like
She 0.5?
yeah, 233. She's hit it in training. She's made progress in all
Betty
of her
has it
lifts.
right.
Betty Ibarra, yeah.
Mhm.
She's hit the world record deadlift in training, and she's hit massive PRs on all of her lifts. So she's not gonna beat Meg if Meg like does Meg does like an RP 7 day, but like she's probably looking at something like a 525 total, which is a huge jump on
Yeah,
her nominated. Okay,
that's pretty good.
let's
And also, I want to give a shout out to my athlete Hannah. She's not in prime time, but she will be, be in a battle for third between Sydney Hunter and Abigail. So we're just gonna put up what we can put up in the morning and kind of see what happens. I think Meg's solidified first. I think Angelina, if she has a really good day, is locked for second. I don't really see anyone else crossing over 500. So just give a shout out to her.
yeah, I agree with that. Okay, let's go to the 69s, one of the other classes
Hold
that
on,
we're
I
gonna
want to
have
do
some.
something for this one because it's a three-way battle. Okay, so I have a diagram. Is it mirror
Mhm.
image? I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I wanna
That was
go.
so good.
I want to go squat, Jackie, Celine, Gabby, and then I want to go squat, bench, deadlift. I need a visual.
Do
I'm
you
a
want to
visual
do
learner.
projections or what they've done in ever?
No,
Okay, because I
I
have
think
the roster pulled up with their totals and everything right now.
no, but no. I want to play it out. I want to do projections. I want to see like
Okay,
what am I looking for? I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be watching. What am I gonna be projecting? Like what am I
yeah.
projecting? So here,
Let me start. So
give me
Jacqueline,
the
right?
squat.
So her
Yeah.
squad has been going crazy. She's been going from heels to flats and now she's back to flats and it looks good again. Close friends posted a squat yesterday. I believe it was an all-time PR, and I believe it was about 207. It looked hard but comfortable. So you expect Jacqueline to squat between 205 to 210.
Oh, good.
Then so
A range is good too.
yeah,
Okay. Yeah, I like that.
Celine, I think, is actually gonna be my favorite for squat gold
You just hit a
because her
squat PR, what,
yeah,
yesterday?
she gate kept it. I think it's 210. A lot of people are saying 207. I think it's 210 because the shrink guys are really big on using collars in training. I just saw yellow on there. I didn't see like other stuff, right? I think it's 210. I think it was really smooth. And knowing Celine, she will always show up stronger, make that squat. And as far as Gabby, I think Gabby's insanely strong on squat. I really do. I'm just not sold on depth yet, personally. I feel like her squats get a
I
little
would agree with
bit
that.
in training to look high in meet day, she gets it done. But this prep, it's been a while since Worlds. It's been about
She
8 months.
doesn't miss on that in competition.
I
It just
know, I know.
doesn't.
But I'm saying in training, it's been looking like that. But I
I
think,
know, but I'm saying like
yeah,
you when people like have shown it, we're not talking like when people have done like I don't know, she's probably done like 8 meets in the last like
yeah,
2 or 3 years and
All right,
hasn't missed
hold
on
on. I
depth.
need to raise my
So
hand.
yeah.
So I think there's a lot of eyes on this one. So I think the judging is going to be a lot tighter than it was last year. Last year, I did think she squatted high. And there just wasn't like it was like Nats last year felt like kind of like a coming out party for a lot of people coming from the USAPL. So I
I
think
agree.
everyone was very like Rush's squat that was clearly high from 20 feet away got overturned. I was saying like, why did that get overturned? That was clearly high. I think everyone was just having a good time. I think it was like a victory lap. And so the judging was much more lax. This year it is going to be
I agree with
So
like a
Sebastian.
lot tighter.
in that
Um,
case, Celine's is definitely the most undeniable of the three
Mhm.
lifters, and she also I think has the highest top end. I think they're all capable of 205 to 210, but Celine I think is the
I think
strongest
Gabby's
on
top end's
squat
higher. I
and
think Gabby's top end's higher on squat. I
more than
do.
210, more than
Yes,
210.
I think she do
the number for
212.
Gabby?
I would
You
say
think 212?
205 to 212. I bet 205s are second.
Wow. Okay. Quite the
I
spread
bet
on that.
205s are
Ooh,
second.
I don't think so.
Mostly, she doubled 200 very easy.
I don't think 205 second. We'll see. I mean, I don't expect it. It's much. She hasn't touched 205 in competition. I don't think she's taking on her second. But I think Celine is probably like 210, and I think she probably. I think they're all in that range. I think they're all capable of 210. I think if any of them squat below 205, they basically have no shot of winning. Like they're all close enough that you can't. None of them could be like 10 kilos behind on squat and come back and win. I don't think that's possible in
Fair.
this case. They're all around the top, similar top end, and whichever ones like fall behind on squat are just probably falling behind. Like
Well, I
can't really
think
make
the
it up.
advantage has whatever she hit as that PR, like it moved well. So I
Mhm.
can only imagine she's going to try to top that at competition.
I'll give
But
Celine an edge too. She's not cutting.
yeah, she's not cutting. Like
She's
she's
not
been
cutting.
like gradually eating up into this weight class.
Oh,
So,
right.
I don't know, like I don't know Gabby too well to know if she's like cutting or, Jacqueline might
She
have to cut like a
They both
kilo
cut about
here.
a kilo or two.
Gabby's the last cut.
So does
Okay.
Jackie.
Yeah. So I think that's where Celine has that advantage to where, if she has to push, she might have a little bit more energy day of because she doesn't really need a refeed per se. She's not trying
Right.
to refuel after cutting X amount of weight. But I think it's another situation to where, like y'all are talking about, like if you squat anything less than 205, like you might just be taking yourself out the game. But it comes down to like, I think those three are going to push each other to the point where you might see somebody fail simply because like they're trying to like I have to stay as close as possible to this person or it's done. And then you're
The
going to see
American
some
record's
people.
203, right?
All right. Give me the bench numbers.
Jackie's the
Oh,
strongest bencher.
Jackie's the strongest bench by
Yeah.
Yeah,
far.
but
I would
yeah,
expect
give me the numbers.
132 to 137. That's what I would say. I don't think she'll bench 300, but that is the absolute top. I think she could put up, especially in the sky pad.
Let's see. As far as Celine goes,
I think
I think she
130 to
really hit a
132.
bench PR as well.
She didn't post. She didn't like show you the number, but she did a
Yeah, I
bench
mean,
press and stuff.
Jackie's the strongest bencher. Celine's a little bit is it like probably 5 kilos behind, two
Yeah,
and a half,
she's
five
like
kilos,
125.
and then
That's her
and then
top.
Ga and then Gabby's like a little bit lower or similar to Celine on
About five
bench.
kilos less than Celine. Yeah, they all have
If I
like
had to
their
guess what
lift.
Celine was going to hit, it's going to be 127 and a half,
Celine or
probably, or
Gabby?
one. Yeah, Celine.
Okay, I have her at
Judging by how her
130.
125 moved, yeah.
So we can kind of conclude that Jackie's the strongest, that Celine,
Yeah.
and then Gabby. Cool. Deadlift
Gabby's the strongest deadlifter.
by far. But let's talk about like what we think the scenarios will play out like too. So let's talk
Well,
about Jackie's deadlift first.
well, obviously it's going to depend how squats and bench goes. So if the like, let's just pretend obviously it's not going to happen. They're not all three going to be 6 for 6. Just odds are. But if they are, so then Jackie is going to pull first, but she's also going to probably a slight
The
lead.
biggest subtotal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she'll have a big subtotal. Not by a ton, but like she ideally would want to have the biggest subtotal by like 7.5 kilos,
Mhm.
7.5, 10. But like I think she needs to have the biggest subtotal by at least 5 kilos if she wants to win.
So she pulled 220 at Scary Strong, I believe, which was a PB for her. Polls, she hasn't really posted too many deadlifts. I'd be inclined to just say like 220 to 222 for Jackie again. Then moving on to Celine. Celine is the biggest wild card for deadlift, right? She's the only conventional puller. She can grind a deadlift insanely, and we don't know how she's
Yeah,
gonna
she
show from a
pulled
peak.
490
Yeah,
in SPD Raleigh
I wouldn't be surprised if
back
she
in
pulled 500
July.
meet there. I wouldn't be surprised if she pulled 500 meet there. Just with the way her pulls
Celine?
been
Yeah.
trending. Yeah.
Yeah, Celine.
And then
I think
Gabby has
500
the top
there for
500.
hmm
I see that too. And then for Gabby, I mean, easy. She has the advantage of pulling last. Her best, I believe, is 230 or 232 in
I think it's
comp.
232.
Yeah, and she put that at Nats last year. She will have like the final say. I think her top bet is anywhere from 232 to 237. I don't think 240 is going to be there, but we'll see. So Green Crunch numbers from there,
Who
Sebastian.
would you,
Yeah.
who would you put as
Well,
your
hold on.
favorite?
I need Celine's deadlift in kilos. What do you think?
227.5.
Yeah, 227.5.
I'll take an under on that.
All right, hold on. Let me do some you guys yap while I do some calculations.
So I'm
Ca-
obviously like, it's hard because I like all three of these lifters respectfully, and I think there's a little bit of bias with me and Celine being from the Carolinas, and I just adore her as a person. Same thing with Jacqueline. Again, I don't know Gabby as well, but I think again, this is where the bias is coming in. I think Celine is just one of those people, like she's very consistent as well. Like it's not too often that she has a bad meet. And I think she has a lot of like, her confidence is high from SBD Raleigh to see, okay, how much further can I push this while filling out that 69 kilo class? And I think that's what we're going to see come nationals. I mean, she didn't have the best performance last year. She goes up a weight class. I think that was the smartest decision she's ever made thus far in her career, was going 69. And I think because of that, she is, when it comes to deadlift, she's going to make them load something that might be detrimental to their placing. So
what would you guys say? What do you think the winning total is?
Max, everyone goes 9 for 9, 570.
No,
572.5.
not what's the highest possible. What do you expect?
Probably like 565 is what I'm thinking. Total.
No, I think in a three-way, it's going to push it up
yeah,
beyond
I think
Don't
it's
put
going to
the
be around
down
like,
though.
I don't know because
no,
I think
mm,
I'm actually with I'm with Sebastian. I might go up just because
no.
Celine doesn't really miss a lot of lifts. I mean, she's a very good lifter, and she is not going to be that lifting last. So I think she's going to, let's say she can total upper 560s and then just push Gabby to have to
Yeah.
load something potentially past what she can do or whatever, or make her do something she hasn't done yet. I still would say an under on the 570, but I think it's possible.
I
Yeah, I
think
mean,
Gabby's top end is the highest. Like I ran the numbers. Gabby's top end is the highest, but like I think Celine has like that history of being able to perform in a battle, consistency
But
over many meets.
Gabby's top end in like looking at training has always been higher than what she's like done to me. Like
I
she's
agree. I
never
agree
like
with you. I agree with you.
she's yeah. So I mean I think like honestly I think I like I could flip a coin on who's gonna win this, but I don't expect like to see some of these top ends actually done in the meet. I'm also interested to see how the 69 with the highest previous competition total does. Daniela. Coming back to the
I'm
Yeah,
popcorn,
yeah.
literally just
That'd
69.
looking at
be
that because her
that would
nominated
be
total is
the
60.
the
Isn't she
craziest
like out of the
documentary.
country right now?
Yeah, but
She's like in.
I I'm extremely. I mean, obviously she's not in this battle, but I'm extremely curious to see what she does.
Yeah, like I was
Going
scrolling
from
down to the 76s. I was like, oh, hello, Daniela.
now she knows Daniela's 69 now. Oh, you're
Yeah.
right,
She's
because at the bottom,
69,
right.
but yeah, like I didn't
So
scroll down
it's so
too far. And I'm
crazy
like,
because it's like if you go, like if you think of the whole saga, like I remember like okay, so obviously her 84, and then I was at Nats the year that she was supposed to compete at 76, and then didn't end up
She did
competing.
90. She did 90 one meet.
No, so that was later. But I'm saying in
Yeah.
Daytona Nats, she was supposed to be
Yes.
76 and then didn't
Yes.
compete. And then she pops up the next year as a 90. I'm like, that's the wrong direction. You go from, and now she's at 69. So it's just definitely interesting to see. But
Over under
yeah,
five.
she
okay.
Over
seems
under
to be in
500.
such a more healthier place than she was back in those times, though, which is great for her. Because I know when she didn't do Daytona, it upset a lot of people, especially the reasoning behind it, which I'm like, meh, as a female, I get it, whatever. So I just kept quiet about that. But, I know she was going, well, I don't know. That's just my assumption. She was going through some breakups and, trying to, I guess, figure out which direction she really wanted to go into, which is probably why you saw that weight gain. And now she's all the way back to 69. So it's like, I mean, if she's not in the country, she don't care. She is living. I
Yeah.
wish I wasn't in the country.
I
I'm too busy with a fucking sinus infection last week, about to die. So, but hey, it's not this week, so that's cool. Yeah, like all that deadlifting and stuff, like I was on antibiotics for like a sinus infection, and I'm like, all right, these nasty kids
Oh
at
yeah,
my
I'm
school.
not. I'm not ready for whatever. I got destroyed in Reno last year. I'm not ready for whatever germ is going to be going around this time.
Listen,
No, no,
I'm
I don't allow
jealous.
that.
I'm
I don't allow
jealous.
it. I
I'm
don't
jealous
get
that
sick
What
from
y'all
do
are
you have
gonna be
nothing
going
there.
on?
because
Why
I stay away
can't you
from
come
y'all.
down
Y'all
for
don't
the
be washing
weekend?
your hands. Stay away from me.
To work.
Yeah, you can. When you're working on your computer, you going into the office.
Yeah, I
You
can't
could
come.
bring you could bring your laptop with you, right?
That's
go to the
ridiculous. You know what?
I
Literally.
Maybe
could.
I'm driving. Maybe I pick you up on the way. Fucking 13.
He's not.
Go
He's
20
not. He's
hours.
not in the
20
way.
hours east. 20
He's
hours
not in the
east.
way.
Yeah.
Are
All
you
right,
You're
bro.
driving down
driving?
here?
Yeah, I'm driving because I need to clear the demons from my brain.
Okay, because
Um,
we're driving my car. So if you pass like a RAV4 that says hot girls hit curbs, just stay out the way because
oh yeah.
one of us is going to be hit
Passing
anyway.
4 lanes over and around.
Like, oh wait,
Uh,
there's the exit.
You guys want to move
So
on to the
fine.
we're
76s real
definitely,
quick
it's not our fault.
or wrap up
Yeah.
69?
Yeah.
No, I mean, but
Let's go to
the final
76s.
numbers based on what you guys said, 57 and 50, 572 and a half for both Jackie and Gabby are the high end, and then 570 for Celine. But like, I mean, Celine could do whatever, you know.
If I had to put, I'm saying I wouldn't bet on it because I don't think anyone here has a 50+% chance of winning. But if I had to put my money on it, I would take Celine. But I literally I think like they're all in like the
I
30 to
mean,
40% chance. Like
Celine's advantage. Well, remember, everything we're watching is those people are not at weight. Celine's the
right.
only one who's not going to have to be.
Yeah.
She has to be the
And I
big.
mean, her other
Like,
advantage also is just she's consistent. Like I just have more belief in her hitting her top end than these other people hitting their top ends.
Y'all are
So
her
sleeping. Her
name is
biggest advantage is
literally
conventional.
Celine the Machine. Come on.
Her biggest advantage is she pulls conventional. That's all I'm gonna say. I trust the conventional puller every time.
okay, so let's
Heather's
move
not
on to
like
the
Heather's not like that.
76s.
That's the
76s,
Cranon. Is that the Cranon show?
Yeah,
yeah,
the
I mean,
Cran Show.
it's really a
She's
shame that
way ahead.
it's a shame that Jasmine waited so long to come over because she would have been potentially the favorite like the last like 3 years to take the spot, and she waited, and now she no longer not only is not the favorite, but like I don't see how she could win this. I mean, honestly, the only way she could win this is who knows what Crannon's doing. We never know if she's training or this or that or just doing some
She's benching
influencer stuff.
225 for reps.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
so
but yeah, it's
I've heard some things
Crannon's.
with Creighton's training. I know her squat is doing pretty well. I think she hit like a bench of like what 120 by three. Considering that's her comp max, I would say we expect a bench closer to 125, 127. So that's an uptick right there. And then as far as her deadlift, I did hear she pulled 215 training, which is like 10 kilos above her world's deadlift she hit at 240. So, or was it 245, something like that. But I think Creighton should be able to kind of blow past this qualifying total of 585. I wouldn't be surprised if she like did close to 600 this meet. And she's not going to be pushed, so she can kind of have a field day.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, that's a good point.
I
Yeah, we
agree with
might see
that.
something interesting there.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
Is
don't think
Amanda
it's
actually
gonna
competing at 84?
one more time.
Is Amanda actually competing?
Yeah, Amanda's competing.
like actually.
Why?
Yeah.
From what I was with her last weekend, we're training, and she's like, "Yeah, I'm competing." Okay.
And she's pushing.
I would say so. She hit a pretty good
Has she
deadlift
done
from
it?
last
Has
week.
she done a rain dance yet? Per my suggestion.
I don't know.
Bro, I'm telling you, after Sheffield, I would change everything. I would change my socks. I would change my shoes. I
I
would
would change my
change.
coach. Oh,
Yeah, wait.
Whoa!
Whoa,
Oh,
Edit. No,
whoa.
no. You gotta edit
Wait,
that.
you're telling me if I only added 5 pounds to
Sebastian
my
just got a
total,
reel. That
if I only added 5 pounds to my total in nearly a decade, that I would need to change my coach. That sounds kind of ridiculous. No, listen, it's not like if things aren't working, I don't care how good of a coach you are. Like it doesn't like you just need to change things if they're not working. If they're broken, you need to fix them. Like it doesn't matter. It's not even a dig on
yeah,
the
that's
coach.
not
It's just
saying like that's not shade at
yeah,
like Joey or anything,
yeah. It's
but
not. It's
sometimes we just outgrow a coach or they are not in a
yeah.
position to be able to any longer help us progress to where we need to be. Like I was with Colin Whitney for years and I'm still cool with him, but I just needed a little bit extra attention that he was not able to provide for me. And here we go with Kedrick, who is doing an amazing job and has helped me tremendously to get to this point. And it's like, you just have to be an adult about the situation and know, like, at the end of the day, it's nothing personal, but you are in a sport that Agatha Shitko is about to come into your weight class. No, no, no. Like I need
Yeah,
I
right.
need
I
more
was,
than
yeah. Yeah,
if
like you
I
need
want to keep
ammo. You need
winning,
more
we gotta
ammo.
change
You do not
something.
have big enough guns right now for that. Like,
I just feel like Amanda has been so comfortable, which she should have. She's respectfully strong in this weight class, but she's been so comfortable throughout the years because nobody has challenged her to where now you have actual opponents coming to you, and this progression or lack thereof that you've been making isn't going to help you any longer.
yeah. I mean, it kind of sucks that we're like she is one of the best lifters in the world by formula. Like she's in the
Yeah,
top
like
five. Like
nobody's
so
taking that away from
like it's kind of silly, but it's also it's like it's just what's next. Like it's you may be the best in the world, but like, you know, that's why it's tough. There's no competition, there's nothing to push you, you know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Well,
I think Amanda, I think also we'll see when she puts everything together because like for example, right, she hit that deadlift world record that Sebastian you were not expecting at Sheffield. And her in training, her squat was much stronger than what she did in the platform. So like if she put together, let's say her training thing like at
mhm.
Sheffield or whatever, like she is capable of just like having like a 10 kilo PR in
yeah.
one meet. Like if
Like
she puts
guys, we
together,
haven't
so
seen a meet yet. We haven't seen her super meet yet. Like we talked about it. You had her winning or podiuming at Sheffield. Remember?
I
We
have
had numbers.
you know you realize if she had hit her or not even
Her
hit her squat,
squat.
she was 2.5 kilos away from podiuming.
No, I
She was
agree. But what I'm saying is like
yeah,
Sheffield wasn't her best meet due to some issues
and
on
she's
squat.
right. So I'm saying like of course I don't know what I think about what you guys said with this coaches this that, but I do know that like she has made strength gains. Whether or not she's
Hmm.
like showing it on the platform, she had her baseline is stronger. She has the capability of squatting more than she has before. Her bench is definitely the strongest it's ever been, whether or not she
I'll
hit what she
I'll
wanted
say
on the
one thing about our
platform.
bench. Our bench, everybody at that flight was expecting the sky pad. So that they did not like kind of warm their attempts up based off that. Every girl missed with their bench. So I do
Yeah,
expect her
hold on.
bench to be close
Let's
to
talk about
140.
that real quick. Why how did that even happen?
I don't know.
Like how is that
Yeah.
accept like I do hate how we don't have real media where like can you imagine the media in another sport like if that happened if like the NFL did that the NFL's like yeah we're gonna use a different ball. I mean think about when the turf is messed up how the NFL analysts go after it. Like how is that
Yeah.
okay?
I
Like
don't
how is that
know.
Wait, they
acceptable?
used a different bar?
No
No,
pad.
they
It's a
used
different
different
pad.
bench pad for Sheffield.
That's
Yeah,
why you
Everyone's
saw
and
all the
expecting.
girls miss. All the girls missed their benches.
yeah I don't know how
Where's
critical I want to
I
be but like
at?
Wait, wait,
Like
the
I
wait.
scale
missed
thing was
all
a bigger
that.
issue. The scale thing was a much bigger issue. The fact that they
Let's
had the wrong check scale out. How do you do it? Like what is that? The pad I can forgive because everyone's competing on the same pad.
Yeah.
But like imagine someone didn't make weight because of that. Like that's crazy.
Listen, we already know the IPF and their scales. I mean, at what was it, the
Oh
Arnold
yeah yeah
UK
yeah yeah
last
yeah.
year, everybody weighed in 5 kilos under what they actually weighed in, and it's still on open IPF. If you look at like, you know how Bobby Butters did the Arnold UK last year, and it like has her weighing in at like 52 point
54.
like 9 or 54, and she like
Yeah.
we only found this out because Agatha weighed in at like really light, and we're like, why'd you? I messaged her, I'm like, why'd you cut again? She's like, I didn't cut. The scales were off by like 3-4 kilos. So if you look at the weights, everybody weighed in at like the weight wrong. Like there's 52 people who weighed in at 52 that have always weighed in at 57. Like every single female like are all like three
I
four
need
kilos
that
lighter.
scale. I need it to say
Yeah.
only like 30 kilos.
Yeah, Heather's about to compete in the
440 at
43
44.
kilo
We're gonna
class.
give you that 5 times body weight deadlift.
440 at 44.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, enough
No,
Uh,
talking about the
but going back to
84s.
Amanda real quick, like I do agree that there is a performance from her that we have yet to see. I do know she is very capable of it. And maybe we do see it here because again, like she's not being pushed, right? Like she can go out there and just have a solid freaking day because she doesn't have to worry
Yeah, but she's
about
never
somebody
being
maybe.
pushed.
you guys, but it's also this is Amanda's first
Yeah,
meet
but
she's
like
been
if we go to
traveling for.
Sheffield, like she's
Right,
being
right.
pushed
Chef.
a little bit at Sheffield because she still wants to do that podium thing. So they're going
Hmm.
after numbers that kind of like are pushing it to the extreme to where like she could easily miss because I mean it's kind of like when Sunita went for that super heavy squat that wasn't needed when she could have just did this and hit it, which we did
Hmm.
see at the Europeans. And I think that's the same thing when it goes to Amanda, like we're shooting a little bit too far ahead of ourselves, but if we just bump it down a little bit, like we can see that total from her to where like the internet trolls, everything like that will kind of just back off of her a little bit because I know
What are you
that's
saying about
exhausting.
internet trolls?
We'll also
You don't
never
have
see that.
internet trolls?
Specifically not
What?
you.
We'll
Okay,
also never see
okay.
that.
As long as it's
We'll
all the other
never.
internet trolls. I've become a professional at this point. It's just is what it is.
Well, if you're not blocked by her, you're not trolling hard
Yes, I
enough
am. No,
because
I am. No, I am.
Okay,
oh
back to Amanda
Yeah.
though.
well,
We'll never
Yeah, I'm
see that
blocked.
total of Worlds though, because she doesn't move the record up intentionally. So it's like Worlds are always kind of like chill performances. Then Sheffield, she pushes really hard.
No, no,
That
no.
very
Worlds are not chilled
She
performances.
doesn't break the record though. She never breaks any individual record.
Yes, she has.
When not to 2023 was the last one. 2023 was the last time
The
she broke the record in
attempts.
Worlds.
All right, hold on. We can let's we
Whatever.
need to talk.
Yeah. Let's
Yeah.
let's get past the okay. Next 84 plus. First up, has anybody seen Bonica post in like I don't know the last time she's posted. I haven't seen anything
I
in
haven't seen
ages.
anything besides a really close-up selfie in like on a weird angle. I haven't seen anything besides that.
Yeah, so we're not going to discuss that. Anyway, in terms of lifting, I have no idea. I'm excited to see her compete if she actually is pushing because she's extremely strong and it's fun to see her. I mean, and her squat's obviously always been crazy. I mean, she's not Sonita level squat, but she might be right after that. And I mean, if
my
she
one
puts everything,
friend that competed last year or that one
Alexis
world
Jones.
podium.
Wait, what?
Alexa,
Alexis
You
is
want
not
Alexis?
coming.
Alexis, yes, Alexis. Her name. I was blanking on her name.
She's
not
taking a
on
year
here.
So
off. Taking a year
She's
off.
done.
I don't think she's
Oh,
done, but
she's done?
she got no, she didn't say she's done.
Um,
She got injured and then hasn't really like she took time off. So she's back. She was not lifting for a while. She's back to lifting now, but she's nowhere near like um
Yeah.
competition ready.
I
Yeah, I mean
mean,
honestly, it's not a battle. It's just a matter of I'm just curious to see like is Bonica gonna come in like total like 625 and win and like be extremely boring and like miss the honestly 625 now might not be a fight. Might not be prime time.
well, Danica, like even if she does like a silly, goofy, I'm just gonna do a 625 total. Like Benica's just an entertaining person as is. Like
Right.
she's still gonna give us a good show
But
regardless.
I want to see Bonica like peaked, like her best because I think she's still capable of being like battling for the podium at Worlds, like potentially if she's at her
Mhm.
strongest. But like she has to be at her strongest because we're talking like a 700 kilo podium next year at Worlds. Like
Minimum.
I mean, I
minimum.
think it's not a good thing that we don't have a young up and coming talent in that weight class.
I mean,
Like,
we
that's
do.
kind of the bigger issue.
We literally
We
do. She's
did.
just
We
taking a
did.
year off. Alexis like
No,
was
Yeah.
the
but
for a period of time she
so
was the strongest woman ever, and she's taking a little time off.
yes.
I wouldn't say she's done. It's also a shame that we had another one. We had a 15-year-old who totaled 620 when nobody was doing
Yeah,
that
what
in
happened to her?
Mahalia Reeves. She broke the
Yeah.
world record bench, the open world record bench at 15. But she hasn't. I have no idea what's happened to her. And then
She did
also
that one-
there's also the girl who broke the sub juniors who squatted like I don't know like 600 as a sub junior. What's her name again?
In America.
Luella Bowden. No idea what happened to
Oh,
her. So we did have some like young talent in that class that like
okay.
has disappeared.
The exact thing I said was we don't, like, as in right now, like we have a problem.
Fair enough.
It's
Yeah, like okay, so
So
yeah,
59.
I'm trying to wait. So Mahalia Reeves, is that what you were talking about? I see her. I'm
Yeah.
looking at
Yeah.
this. When was? Oh, I'm gonna do at least 2024. Well, I mean, Chelsea is somewhere in there, but I think she's a way off.
No, but Chelsea's not a real 84 plus. Like you're not going to see the 84 plus are too strong now to see a non-real 84 plus be
You have to
competitive.
be
But you
thinking
don't
like
think
270
you don't
body
think
weight.
as she develops, she won't go to 84 plus?
It's hard. It's a hard decision to just say you're going to add 40 pounds of body weight. Like it's people care about like.
No, I
It's a
know.
commitment. It's a commitment.
I'm saying, like-
We're sports commentators. We're talking about
Also,
hypotheticals.
I understand. So Nita did it. So Nita was an 84 and she went to 84 plus and became the strongest woman in the world. But like you see, what's her name again? The Nori athlete, the Irish what's her name? Big
She couldn't
social
do
media
it.
person.
List this. She couldn't do it.
List this, yeah.
oh
Like,
yeah.
She weighs about
She's doing
93.
some, like other
She is
things.
extremely strong, but like it doesn't make sense for her. Like who knows if she gains 20 kilos, whether she could be the strongest woman in the world. Maybe she could, but it's not worth it. It's not worth it for people. Like that's like
Well,
a
so yeah, no, I mean, we have so Powerlifting America is supposed to be the developmental arm of American powerlifting, right? And unfortunately, they're also in charge of the professional arm of powerlifting in America. And so they can't do both because they won't have limited resources. So like someone's got to take the torch on the developmental side. Like that we have the biggest pool of potential athletes in America that have resources and we don't have someone there. Like that's a problem. Like
It's a
and
tough weight. It's a tough weight class though. It's a
no,
really
for
like
sure,
the
for
sample
sure. But like
size.
you're telling me
Like,
there isn't some girl who's playing rugby that we can
oh,
go,
okay,
that we
yeah,
can go scoop up. Like there isn't like,
a
this
softball
this
player.
is an important topic. We need like every single one of us in this chat has an incentive in getting more people into the sport. You have more athletes to coach. I have more gym members that are going to come to my gym. I have more people who are going to do my competitions. We need more people under a barbell. So we need to talk about it. Like
I
it
love how
needs to at least be
passionate you
brought up.
are. He's passionate. I love it.
Let's
yeah.
just
I mean,
keep
whatever.
I can't do
it
everything. I
fashion.
can't. I mean, I'd like to work on this topic too. Like,
Listen, we already know the 84 plus 120 plus is just
lose
hard.
everyone.
It's hard to build the talent pools. It just is. There's just not so many people who fit it, and then it's hard.
Yeah,
Like you have to really commit to it. You can't
I'm in
be
the same
96
boat.
exactly.
kilos.
I'm in the same boat as a 120 plus. Like, I'm not going to 350, 360. Screw that. I'll just be weak.
No, no.
It's
Okay,
cool.
so again, there's 350 million people in America. Half of them are women. We got to be able to find 3 or 4 people who can fill that weight class, who want to do that, who are strong. Like, and I'm just mentioning it because we're on the topic. And
Right. No, I'm with you. It just I don't know. I don't think there's anybody on the come up. If I'm missing somebody, whatever, we'll find out. But okay, let's just move on to the men. 59s, nothing to talk about. 66s. Okay. 66s, we got Jonathan Garcia, we got Morgan Aquino, and we got Austin Nikolai. I mean, there's other lifters as well, but I think those are the three that
all
are
right, same game, same game,
same what?
Same
same
game. He's
game.
gonna have the chart up.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, I
fine.
got the chart.
Okay, so let's I mean it's pretty clear. I think on pure strength, Jonathan is the strongest of these three. His squat is like gone crazy, his bench has gone
Big
crazy, and
body's just going crazy right now. Big body's just thrashing.
I was
He's
gonna
like
say,
going
didn't
insane
Jonathan,
right now. He's foaming at
is
the
this his
mouth.
first competition? Is this his first or second competition with Joey the
Joey
brother?
it's his
first.
first, yeah.
Okay.
So
Because
that'll
I
be
didn't
After
know
interesting to
he
see.
Worlds.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see how he peaks and
Wait,
everything.
is this
Like
What's up,
is,
Sebastian?
is this the battle of the brothers coaching?
Yes,
yes.
this is the first. Yeah,
That's
he's
the
been talking about that.
storyline.
He's
That
been
That's
is
talking about that for
awesome.
months. He's been talking about
That's
that for
crazy.
months.
I didn't even think about that. I love that. See, this is why we suck as a sport, because that's what if this were the NFL, that's all we'd be talking about is fucking
The
Joey versus
Harbor
Chris.
Bowl. This is this is the
Yes,
flex
the
bowl.
flex.
The flex bowl.
flex
No,
bowl.
it's the Ferrari Bowl. We got to use their
The
real
Ferrari
name.
Bowl.
Flex ball.
So Carrie, who do you have in the Friday Bowl?
So I've been looking at Jonathan Garcia. He's been saying a lot of interesting things on social media, but he's getting a lot stronger. I'm looking at his squat specifically. He's moving weights around the 270 world record really well. I wouldn't be surprised if he like loads upwards of 290 on squat, which is going to really give him a lot of momentum.
He's
to
not
start to
loading.
see.
He's not loading. He's not loading more than 290 on squat. It's not
I
happening.
didn't. I said I
It's
wouldn't be
just
surprised.
I'm
I
saying
didn't
it's
say
just
that.
it's just not it's no I'm saying it's just not a smart me. It's unnecessary. He takes big jumps on squats. It's just too much of a risk. Like
No, no, no. I
he
would say
doesn't
290
need
is the
it.
absolute most he would load. That's what I'm saying. Like that'd be crazy. But I'm probably expecting anywhere from 275 to 285, like realistically. His bench has been looking really good too. He had a lot of momentum after Worlds when he like left a lot of room to take on his bench, so I'm sure he has that same strength being carried over. But we know with Jonathan Garcia, the only question mark is always his deadlift grip. What does he hold? What does he pull?
Yeah.
And that'll be the big one.
So he posted that 260 or 265 the other day where he was
Mhm.
holding that thing for a while.
Yep.
So I mean honestly I can definitely see like he can squat 280 to 285. He could bench 180 to 185 and he posts 260. I don't think anyone has a shot. Like he has the top end for 730, 735.
Yes.
Nobody else like Morgan's just I mean Morgan we haven't really seen like him near his top since he
Been
beat
coming off
Daniel.
injuries.
And Austin like Like, I mean, he's young, but first off, seems at least from maybe he's not as tall as he looks, but he looks too tall to be a 66. He's
He's about
extremely
5'6".
he looks taller. But either way, I'm saying he's competing against people who are like what Jonathan's under 5 feet and Morgan's like probably like 5'2", 5'3". So I mean, I don't think he really can stay 6'6". I think Jonathan's a pretty, even though he has the like such a like lower deadlift comparatively, I think he's just like a pretty decent favorite in my opinion, like more than the nominations show. Like I would say I would take Jonathan at minus 200 easily. What that means for you non-bettors is that I think he has upwards of 66% chance of winning even the three-way battle. Any agree, disagree, Carrie? What do you say?
I agree. I mean, I have Nikolai still putting up one of his best performances ever. Will that be enough to catch Jonathan? Probably not. The Jonathan's going to be so heavy on that subtotal. Also, would have to pull like upwards of 330 to get close. I don't see that happening. So,
Yeah,
Austin's
upwards
not
of
there yet.
330. That's not.
yeah, I'm
Open
just saying.
competition?
He's still a junior.
Okay, so
Yeah.
he's just competing.
Yeah, he just been doing
Yeah.
open for a while as a junior. He
Okay.
did open. He did open at 19.
Yeah, because I was just looking at his profile and saw that it said junior world champion. I was like, okay, so he's still young, where I
Yeah.
think like, that aside, Jonathan
mean-
has that experience, and
Yeah, I mean, he
Jonathan's kind
goes
of just
to
built for powerlifting, honestly. So I think, I don't think anybody's going to touch Jonathan in this one. I think Austin will top Morgan. And again, that's me being biased towards Morgan because he's on my team. But with everything Morgan's been going through, like maybe it's going well. I think Austin might top him on this one though.
Does
Yeah.
anyone know who Avery Jackson is? Maybe I should know who he is. I just
What's
the name
his
He's from
doesn't
QT?
South Carolina.
six
So
eighty 2.5, which is pretty
Oh,
high, but it's not, the name is not ringing any bells. Like maybe if I knew
let
what
me
his
do a quick. I'm
Instagram.
gonna do a quick check.
I
Then,
actually looked at this guy the other day, or it was yesterday. I looked him up. I want to say his Instagram name is Wow Muscle Move the Thing, and his videos kind of give me an aneurysm sometimes, but uh, he seems pretty strong. Like he's a young guy, so he makes kind of those kind of posts that I don't like looking at. Um,
What was
but
Instagram again?
from what I'm being told, he is just moving over to PA, which is probably why we don't know too much about him, but he is apparently really, really strong. So,
yeah, can
um,
you say that Instagram handle again?
while the muscle move the thing,
Wild
while
V or
muscle
what?
or meat wholesaler.
What? Okay, interesting. That I haven't even seen the page, and I can understand why that might give you an aneurysm. Um,
Yeah, I'm
what
not
in the
seeing it.
what? Yeah, yeah.
Like these are
Wow.
his posts. Like I'm not watching that.
Can
My
you
brain's
spell? Wait, I'm gonna keep
No.
your phone up. Keep your phone up. Keep your phone up. Oh wow, muscle. Oh, what the heck?
Okay, so I'm just
He's
taking
got
a
a
quick
big
look.
squat. He's got a pretty big squat,
yeah,
actually.
he seems very strong.
Oh, this is crazy.
Oh, he competed the Ghost Clash, so he's not coming from the USAPL. He's coming from untested.
Dun, dun.
No, no,
That's the
they had,
story.
wait,
Get the
pause.
flex
Wait,
ball.
stop. They had a tested day, so it could be that. But I'm saying he's not coming from he's not coming from
No,
Yeah,
I asked
a
that
test
question
a day.
yesterday
You know how the
too.
test a day goes? Hey, have you taken any drugs? And then it's a checkbox,
Oh
yes or
man.
no. Then people
but
will check yes, and they'll still let him lift.
okay, but I agree. I can't look at these posts. They're hurting my eyes.
My
So
eyes hurt
I'm
really
going to
bad.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
not
like when I was told the profile, I was like, Avery who? And they're like, where do you know? You don't know Avery? I'm like, no. And so I was like, I'm not watching all that, but cool that he's in prime time.
yeah.
Yes.
Listen, I mean
Let's make sure he hasn't self-declared the use of a peptide on his story before we
Do
make
you
any
want me to
predictions.
message him real quick and ask if he's taking any drugs? I'll do it right now.
Hey,
Go
go in
for
that
it.
hornet's nest. Yeah,
Go
go
for
for it. Do it live. Actually, I want the live reaction.
Yeah. I'm gonna
Wait, I can confirm he competed at the tested American Pro.
Okay, good.
Again.
Well, that ruined my message.
Well,
But yeah, he is
Hey, have
strong.
you seen-
I mean,
he
he
65
did
is a lot.
Yeah, that's pretty good. And he did that was with only a 250 squat. He's done more. So I mean, it looks like he strength wise, he might actually be in the 700 range, which
Yes.
in that case, he definitely is in the fight for the podium and for sure potentially ahead of Morgan and potentially if Austin tries to load up big. So he's definitely in the conversation. I don't think he's gonna be winning, but we talk a little bit more about him if his posts were a little more eye friendly. So
Yeah. 74s.
anyway, let's move on to the 74s. Perk's not doing it. My boy Zach is gonna win this by a mile. We all love Zach. Let's see what he does this meet.
Oh, can I rant? Can I rant?
I think he was the first 74 to ever squat 600. So give him
This is
that.
my opportunity. I'm taking this to rant.
Yeah, go rant.
Right. So I don't care what your goal is for the sport. I don't care. If you want the sport to be some small recreational thing, if you want it to someday be this big thing on ESPN, whatever your goal is, we want the best athlete in the sport at our events. Okay? Can we all agree? Are we all in agreement? Can we all nod our heads that we want the best athlete in our sport to be at our events?
Yeah.
To allow people to qualify for the US national team at an event across the sea in Europe, in England, in a country that we kicked there in 1776, to let them qualify there is insane. It helps no one. It doesn't help this event and it doesn't help US nationals in any way. That's like the US gymnastic team, them being able to qualify without having to go to the Olympic trials. No, Simone Biles, no, Simone, you qualified at some random meet in Europe. You're fine. You don't have to go to the Olympic. They would never allow that. What are they doing?
Well, I
Again,
also
we
think
need
it makes it
sponsors to
confusing for people that don't understand. Okay, so Zach wins nationals, right? And then, people are like, oh my gosh, like you get to go to Worlds. He's like, no, I don't. And they're like,
Right.
what do you
That's a good
mean?
point.
Listen. Okay, I understand why. It's because Powerlifting America is a young
Yes.
organization. They don't have political capital to be able to stand up to SBD and the IPF. I get it. But like on an issue like this is where you use all that capital because we want people to watch our events. We want people to come to our events. And typically you need the best athletes to show up to do that.
Yeah.
And it's just
SBD
Well,
still
that's why they
owns
moved Sheffield, though, right?
Oh, is that it? I don't
Yeah,
know.
they moved to the
SBD.
event.
I mean, SBD is the biggest sponsor for Powerlifting America, right? It's being streamed on the SBD channel, right? So I mean, SBD has way too much power over Powerlifting America.
No, I honestly, if you're SBD, honestly, I can't believe they're against wanting athletes to show up at PANats. It's just more opportunities for people to wear their equipment. I'm surprised they promote that strategy. I don't quite understand it because like if you're SBD, you want people to show up to Powerlifting American Nats, wear your equipment, and be on your live stream. So I don't know why they're so in favor of that policy. I don't know who it really helps other than maybe the athletes themselves, which isn't a bad argument. But I think in terms of the global sport as a whole, we want our best athletes at American nationals.
Agreed. Okay.
And listen, the problem is going to solve itself in 2027 when the schedule gets fixed. But like in the meantime, like it would be nice if we, hey, just show up anyway. Like show up, do your SBD day, and like make an appearance. Like It would be nice to see people. Like you don't have to go crazy, but make an appearance.
Right. Okay, so let's move on to a weight class that actually has
Oh man, I'm excited.
a little more interesting.
Everyone set up. Everyone set up.
Yeah, so we got
my favorite.
Hold on. So give me a second because I got to write 8 names on this fucking sheet.
Yeah, no, just write like 6.
Just write Joe Bornstein.
No.
Yeah. No, I mean Joe.
No, you can. You can't do it.
Joe has to be the clear favorite. Like I think it's Joe. It's Joe and the Seven Dwarfs. Like right now, like it really is. Like
hey, they're not all that short.
People are reaching. They're fucking reaching to try and say that he's not the favorite. Like people are like spinning all these
No,
webs to
I don't
tell me
I don't
that
think
he's somehow not.
It's the Europeans. The Europeans are spinning that.
right.
Oh,
The Europeans don't want to.
They're scared.
No
They're fucking
you're right.
scared.
No Americans would say he's not a favorite. I mean, listen, it's a question of like there are other competitors here that potentially, if Joe has a bad day, really bad day, can sneak there. And there's probably another 4 lifters, 5 lifters who can go about the world record. Just that's not enough.
Yeah. So let's talk about it this way, right? Let's leave Joel for last. We can all agree he's a favorite. Let's work backwards. So I want to talk about somebody like really I want to talk about Angelo right now first.
You know who we should really talk about first? You should
Atwood?
talk about the person.
Taylor Atwood.
Taylor Atwood.
Let's wait.
Oh.
Let's talk about Atwood because okay, I'll start. So Atwood, 830 kg, first meet at 83, coming off a lot of injuries for 2 years, right? Did scary strong, did amazing. We all agreed he had room in the tank. Now this dude's off a straight heater. He's doing this whole thing where he's like, "Oh, I won 7 or 8 in a row, or what is he? What is it? Right, 8 or 9 in a row. Well, I get my last one, right? He had a really good SBD day last week. He squatted 285. No, he squatted 300. 300. He benched 210 and he pulled 330. We didn't see any of the footage, but that's like what 840 a week out. Have we ever seen Taylor Atwood go that hard a week out? What is he going to bring? What is he going to bring? Because I don't know. And Mike, you screwed it up by not going Iron Vault that weekend. You sold.
Honestly, that is annoying. Since I left
Yeah.
Iron Vault, I haven't had the
Hello?
inside scoop. I haven't had the inside scoop on Taylor's training.
It's been getting me so mad. I was like, he's not going to post it. You won't post that. No, he won't.
Yeah.
So
honestly, I should just message some people and find out what happened.
but just knowing how Taylor trains, like I mean, I saw the 285 the week prior. It looked like he was at all-time strength count squat, like 300, 305-ish. I would expect no less than 305 meet day personally. Bench, I don't know how it moved. We can't even play the fat pad game anymore because those sky pads are damn near better than a fat pad. Those things are just as good. So if Taylor benches 210, that's already putting him like a 515 subtotal. And then we just take his best ever deadlift at 345. He's at 860 right there. Do you think Taylor Atwood goes over the world record? That's the question.
I think
so.
860. I think 860. I could see 860 pretty confidently.
So
I think I think I would say
underneath.
Go ahead,
No.
Mike.
yeah, no, I think Taylor we're probably looking at like absolute top end is going to be like 870 maybe. Absolute top end, like probably not, but like I think 860 is there. So I would say 860 range.
I think more than that.
You think more than that? I don't.
Yeah, I'm thinking 870, 880. I really am. I just have a lot of belief that he's just feeling insanely strong.
I think there's no chance he hits
What
880.
his
I don't
confidence
see
speaks for him, yes.
880.
What do you think?
It just.
What do you think, Heather?
I would take an over under on 870.
I'd say over.
I got 880 in him.
What do you think, Sebastian? What do you think?
I think he's not going to show up. But
No,
that's
not
I need my
true.
$100. I need my $100. I need so I have a bet with Mike. Mike, if we make it public, yeah, what?
Yeah, why not?
I have a bet with Mike. So I've been saying this for a while. There's no way Taylor Atwood is going to show up, get his ass kicked by Joe, and then just go do NAPF. Like that just sounds horrible. Like he's going to either not show up. There's going to be some who knows what, right? Some phantom thing, or he's going to just go do one last lap and retire. Like there's no way that's what's going to happen. Now, my tune has changed. That's been my uptake for a long time. My tune has changed because he was arguing with Joe in the comments that somehow he's going to win this thing. So he may be just that batshit crazy that he thinks he's somehow going to not only beat Joe, okay, which
What post was that on?
It
something could
was
happen.
one of his posts.
Something, yeah, it was on. No,
The
it was on the
Powerlifting
White
America
Lights
post.
Media.
Yeah.
It was on the White Lights Media.
And Joe said it's not 2021 anymore. That's what he said, right?
Wait,
Yeah,
which
go clap back.
wait, which
I'm
post
gonna go
was
back.
that on?
He said you're right about that, and I was like, oh, that was kind of saucy.
Yeah,
Like, that was good.
Wait,
good.
what post is this
Powerlifting
on?
America, keep
It
it
was
up.
I think it was the Journs versus they asked him
No,
who's gonna
it's
win.
not. It's not a Powerlifting America post. It's a White Lights Media post.
The Journs versus had a little
Mhm,
conversation. They asked you
mhm.
who's gonna do the best in 83s, and they commented at that.
Yes.
I saw that.
Yeah.
I started laughing when I saw that post. It's
Yeah.
good. We need stuff like that though. It's really good. Like in the comments.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, yeah.
I
No, I
love
mean
to see our
that video of because those two are super like Jurgens is as entertaining as it gets. Like that is actually the best podcast in powerlifting is probably the is it
Bravo
Sabado
sessions.
sessions with a friend.
I agree with you on that. That's a good
That is
podcast.
the best. I mean, that is like real dudes talking. Like that's like man, this
Well, I think they
yeah,
have
like
so many people. Like even when conflicts arise in their
they
schedule,
frozen.
they can still pump out videos consistently or podcasts. Versus like some podcasts only have like one person or two people max that they could guess.
And
Yeah, I
like
found the
podcasts
comments.
are supposed to be entertaining. I mean, the problem with power podcasts are people just fucking talking. Like,
Yeah,
drives me
I mean, so
nuts.
back to Taylor Atwood though. Eh, I'd be very surprised if he went above 870, but I could see it. That's my final take.
Okay, fine. So, and speaking of 870, what do you think what do you think it takes to make the podium?
860 minimum.
I'll agree
Because
with that.
that's
So
yeah.
let's move on to the next person. Yeah, I would say Delaney. I think Delaney definitely is the person here who definitely is the
Closest to Joe.
biggest dark horse, the one who theoretically could be close to Joe. Delaney in general doesn't really post all of his stuff, so we get to see some select things he shows us. And as far as I know, what he squatted like 330 at some point.
327.5.
327. He's bench what
217.
217, and he missed
340 for a
350.
double. 340
And
for
he
double is the best deadlift.
okay. So what does that give us? That gives us
885.
885.
Yeah. So he's up there. And my thing with Delaney is we really do see these massive gym training totals. I haven't quite seen it like always translate, but it could change. I don't know. Like he's not posting a lot. He just opened
Well,
up a gym.
historically,
Yeah.
he's always squatted like 5, 7.5 less in competition than he has in the gym. Historically, he's always benched like 5 less. So like let's take like 322 on squat. Let's take like 212 on bench. Right. Now deadlift's the wild card. That gives us
I believe in
535.
340. I believe in 340 on deadlift.
No. Deadlift's the wild card. He could potentially do more. I mean, deadlift he
Yeah.
has pulled like so. Deadlift like theoretically like he's loaded 350. It's like it's possible. Like I think if he totals 880, I wouldn't be surprised. Like honestly, I don't see a world where he totals like has a day and totals like 845. It's not happening. Like
Well,
I think
Delaney's
like
not one to miss on subtotal. He's only missed third pulls. He's not one to miss a subtotal. Look at historic Delaney. Look at his own power thing. He never misses a squat.
right. He always just he takes less. He just takes less. So I think a really bad day for Delaney is going to be like 860.
And that proves him he's on the podium. So,
and I think a good day for Delaney is really like 885. Like I think that's doable.
Yep.
Now the
With
question is,
John Noriega ranked right above him, like how do you think that's going to pan out for them?
Nori hasn't been posting.
He's not let right now. He's not posting for let. So we'll talk about that later. Like what we think he'll do.
Yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. That's an interesting one. But yes, I think his range. I think I would say Delaney is the clear favorite for second place.
Yep, and I think it's gonna be a fight for third.
I mean, I think Delaney has the second highest top end, and he has the second highest ceiling. I mean, floor. So both of them.
Do you want to know what I think plays in Delaney's favor in the rest of the battle for podium? Like let's say Delaney knows he is subtotal, right? Like, well, I'm not going to be able to pull after Joe. Let me just hit what I know I can hit on deadlift and let everyone else miss. Because I wouldn't say Nori, maybe Chris Perez, Joe, Angelo, and Taylor are all.
Chris Perez is not in this battle.
No, I'm just talking about pulling after him. I'm just talking about pulling after him. But yeah, he's not in the battle. But yeah, what I'm saying is like all these guys are pulling after him. He's just gonna put what he knows he has and just wait for people to miss. That way, he's not in a situation where he's chasing. That's why I have him really solidly in second.
We're gonna see 4 like 800-pound pulls.
No, three. What do you need for? Chris
Sean
Hammonds,
Jabril.
Joe, and oh, I forgot about him. Dang it. I forgot. He hasn't been posting too much. You're right.
Pretty
4.
crazy. That's pretty
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, you're
Wait,
right.
who?
Actually, we'll see
Jabril,
5 because we'll see
Atwood.
because Hammonds will. No, because Hammonds will take it on the second attempt also. We'll play
Yes,
it on
yes,
the
yeah,
second.
you're right. You will. Atwood, not Atwood, Angelo now?
Angelo, Sean Jabril, Charles Hammonds, and Bornstein. So we're gonna see
Yeah,
4 800-pound pullers.
no, I was saying let's move on to Angelo maybe.
Okay, yeah, Angelo. Talk us about Angelo.
You guys want to start or should I just keep going?
You can go for it.
Okay, so Angelo, we've seen the switch with him since he's been working with John Song, and he's been absolutely on a heater on all 3. I think what's been really, we can kind of agree with Angelo, what really holds it back is his bench press, and his bench press has made tremendous progress in the last year. Like I think he hit 182.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with unrelated but related, how good is Perk? If we've seen what with what John Song has been able to do with everybody, like how good is he actually?
It's tough to say. I think I don't know. I don't know actually.
Wait,
Like,
what? I don't know. Wait, I don't understand the question.
He's throwing shade.
Yeah, like, how good is Perk really? If John Song has been able to do what John Song has been able to do with Angelo and everyone else.
I still don't understand your question. What do you mean? You're saying is
Yeah.
your question how good is Perk if the 83s were just being held back by other factors, and you're saying Perk is no longer compared to the 83s? Is that what you're saying?
No.
You're not understanding what I'm saying.
We'll talk about it later.
We'll
We'll talk about later.
Yeah.
We'll talk about later. But back to Angelo. Yeah, he's been on a heater. He squatted at 320, 705. He's the only 83 who can squat 7 and pull 8. The only 83, which is crazy. So yeah, he squatted that. Bench 402.
You think he's actually going to squat 7?
Yes. Yes. Dude, he's hit 310 3 days ago. He had 7 on the day already. He has 7 almost every week 4. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like I think, and he's not cutting. He's about 85 right now, so he's got a very normal cut on him. And I will say the biggest thing with him, he's eating. He doesn't weigh in at 83 anymore. Like he sits heavy, and I think that helps him a lot in regards to feeling better in training. So I think he'll squat 7. I don't think he'll bench 402. I think he'll bench probably like 177 or 180. But you still math. It's like a 10-kilo meat PR right there. And I think with pulls, I don't think he's going to be quite. I feel like him and Joe will be very close, but not like. I don't think he's going to. I don't know. It depends. I wouldn't be surprised if he put after Joe. I wouldn't be surprised, but I don't know. I think Chris Hammonds will pull last, but I think Angelo will be anywhere from like 370 to 375 on nets if he has a good day. I believe in 370. I do. I believe
Wow. Okay. So you're very high on him.
I'm
So
there. Angelo my
317, 370, 177 equals 865, if I did the math correct, right?
No, it's more than that.
So
Really?
I guess
No,
what I'm
it's not.
gathering
It's
from
exactly
this is like
865.
Oh, 85. Yeah, you're right. I'm doing more. I've been doing 320, 177, 372, which is
Okay,
like
but
370.
basically, you're saying on a great day for him, he's in that battle for the podium.
Yes, I
But he's
really
not-
think it's going to.
But you don't think
Go ahead.
you think he has a shot of second place even?
No.
Okay.
All Delaney missed. I think it's gonna be him, Nori, and Atwood really fighting for third.
Yeah, I would agree
And
with that.
of those, do you think any of those have the ability to sneak into second place? And if
No.
so, which one? None?
None. Because they just none of them really just have that subtotal that Delaney has that they'll need.
Like the
I
lane
mean, I
has to
guess
he has to have a bad day for that to happen.
Yeah,
Right,
Delaney he's basically Russ with a big bench.
the truth is, though, I guess the one scenario where one of them could sneak into second is if Delaney is a little conservative on squat and bench, and then Delaney takes decent jumps on deadlifts. If he jumps, let's say to match Joe's second deadlift, so if he takes a 25-kilo jump, like if he goes like 310 opening deadlift, and then goes like 330 or something, and then tries to like pull 355 to like match Joe, which is something that I could see happening, and then ends up with like 865, or then all of a sudden all these people have a shot.
I
You know what
agree,
I'm
but
saying?
I don't see Delaney being aggressive on pulls to the point where he knows three guys are pulling after him that are also in
But
contention to
but
podium.
do you think Delaney cares about second place?
You're probably right. It depends on what the goals are, what they think. I think on the day the plan could switch in immediately. It could switch like that. We'll see. I see what you're saying though.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe he does. I'm not saying like second place at this year's nationals is not like is a big deal, but I'm saying like the question is, does he care? Like, I don't
Does he
know.
care about second? We'll see. I think it depends. Like if Joe's like 6 for 6, and it's like, oh wait, Joe's just not gonna be touched. They might just change moves.
Yeah.
Like you see a
Honest,
340 opener on Delt by Joe, it's over.
I the
Yeah,
reason
like I
why I'm
can't see
not
Joe having a bad day.
I'll tell you the reason why I'm not so confident on these things is because the bottom line is when you're pulling such heavy deadlifts, so when we're talking about like
Yeah.
800 plus pounds, and especially sumo, there's just enough that could go wrong even on something that like you have, even on something that like is below your max. Like let's say Joe's top end is let's just say 375 for conversation's sake. Like even on like 367, he can just miss it. He can bobble it. He can this, he can that. So like loading something to just to make force him to make an extra deadlift. To, like when you're like close top end, just hitting a deadlift, like you miss sometimes. It happens. So that's why I'm saying like I can see Delaney just trying to load for it and just forcing Joe to go up 2.5 kilos and just whatever.
Well, if that scenario plays out, then Delaney's probably gonna be off the podium if he misses.
Right.
Let's move on to Noriega. This was the one that's a little more questionable. So Nori, I think his best total comp is 850. He's put up.
Hmm.
He didn't post this. I've seen a 305 squat, very comfortable. And I haven't seen, but I heard about a 350-ish deadlift he pulled, like a block out. So with Nori, he's just not posting right now. We know that he's gotten a lot more consistent since working with Marcellus. Now, how much stronger has he gotten? That because now it's not a matter of like, will Nori go 9 for 9? Not will Nori go 9 for 9. Yeah, will Nori go 9 for 9? It's more like, is Nori strong enough? Period. Now because everybody is quite literally leveled up. So I would expect Nori to be around a 305 squat. The bench we don't see too much on. He squatted 300 at game day, by the way. Just don't forget that. The game day me squat 300.
Right.
You like made a face. I was like,
No. It wasn't at you. It wasn't at you.
oh,
It was
We're being mischievous behind closed doors.
oh, I see. I see. Oh, you're
We're
actually
talking
going
about
like,
the other thing.
yeah. So with bench, I mean,
I think he's enlightened now.
yeah. With bench,
Yeah.
I just feel like we haven't seen too much. I would be just inclined to see him benching above 210. Like, let's say he benches 210, that'd be good for him. And then with pulls, like, his best in comp is 345. Like, you give him 345, he's around that 860 mark. So those are all like what we've seen. I wouldn't be surprised if Nori can push to like 870, like kind of like how I said Angelo could do it too. It just comes down to like see what like where he's at. He hasn't been posting. We have no idea, but he's definitely somebody I feel like is in that little space where you're fighting for third. That's my take on
right.
Nori.
I just want Nori to total a half a kilo more than Russ did at Sheffield, and that's it. That's all I care about.
I mean, there's no chip. Can't bench. Joe benches more now, so
I know. Wait, what's the American bench record?
whatever Joe hits on his third.
I'm
or
saying,
and
but Nori's gonna bench it. Nori's gonna take his third before Joe does.
I think Joe's second might be above Nori's third.
Maybe, probably will
Yeah,
because his
yeah,
bench is taking it. His bench is taking a hit with
yeah.
obviously
I
with
mean,
the
you also got to remember like Delaney benches more as well than Nori.
right. It's so funny.
Yeah.
Nori was the biggest bencher. Now he's gonna come with like the fourth biggest bench or something.
Yeah, it sounds. It's just
You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy? We're gonna see four lifters here bench like 25 kilos more than anyone did at Worlds last year. Like
yeah. So
four lifters at
wasn't 187 the biggest bench by no
yeah.
Jack Reynolds. Jack Reynolds in 190.5. That was the biggest bench as an 83 at the international meet the whole year.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. But yeah, I feel like those are the three. I feel like then it kind of trickles down to Shanjin, Chris Hammonds, Shun Jabril, and then I think
Well, I think Chris Perez is also. I think he's
yeah,
more like
Chris Perez, and then also Gerald Scott. Those are like the four I feel like during like this other tier. Chris Perez looks good. He hadn't been posting for months. He posted like an 820 or something like a week out.
yeah.
A
But I'm
very
saying
easy squat.
But like, what do you like? You think? What do you see like his top end as? Like, I more like 850 to me. I don't think he's
850,
like.
850, 852. That's like the most I can
Yeah,
see.
so I'm saying like I don't think like of course one of the lifters we mentioned before is going to end up totaling under that because they're going to miss lifts. But like
Mhm.
I don't see. I think it's unlikely for him to be able to sneak onto the podium. Like it would take obviously multiple people having bad days.
Yes, yes.
Then again, there's always a 50-50 chance that we see 825 Nori because that's what his name is, 825 Nori. That's what we call him.
Yeah.
So by the way,
I
I
like
love
those
Nori.
five.
I love Nori, but like
Same.
one meet is not enough for me to go off the 825 Nori narrative. So
We will see. We will see. I mean, I'm still very like convinced those are the five that are fighting for podium. Joe, Nori, Delaney, Angelo, and Atwood. Those are my five I'm very
yeah,
confident on. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm with you.
it's gonna be this might be the greatest battle this weight class has ever seen. It's just gonna be just insane.
Okay, so Carrie, give
It's
us true odds. What odds would you give on somebody besides for Joe winning?
Percentage wise, I don't do sports
Yeah.
betting, so
So give me a percentage. We'll put that into.
like 10 to
Hold on, hold
15%.
on. I think the best way to talk about this is give me your podium without Joe in there. Joe is just too much of a wild card.
No. That's not the question I'm asking. I'm asking what percent he thinks anyone else has in
No,
beating Joe.
15% the most.
And that's purely all going to Delaney.
Yes.
Okay.
I would agree.
So,
I
so
just
you
I
feel
just
like
don't I
Supposed
just
to
don't think
lose if someone else is winning, it's because Joe had a bad day. It's not.
yes.
It reminds me a lot of the Jurins thing. Like Jurins didn't beat
no,
Russ.
but
Russ
no.
lost.
It's not this. No, Sebastian, it's not true though. Meaning, there's a difference between Joe having a bad day and totaling 860 versus Joe having a bad day and totaling 877. Like
And then
877
Delaney
is
sneaking
still
in.
it's still well above what he's ever done. Like it's
Yeah.
it's it's obviously it's less than like what we might expect from him, but it's not like a terrible day. Like it's not horrible.
Yeah. There's two scenarios I see playing out. I see a scenario where Joe is just I talked to him a little bit at Arnold, right? We're just like walking, it was so overwhelming over there. We're talking for like 20 minutes. He kind of told me his game plan in a sense. He would like to beat Russ's total, and be ahead up on everybody on his second deadlift and just kind of wait and see what happens from there. He doesn't promise 900. He would love it, but he would only take it if he's seen everybody miss
No,
and he's still
yeah, he
ahead.
gets
He has the last pull besides Chris and maybe
he
Angelo
gets
or
nothing from
Charles.
going 900.
Charles. Yeah, he gets something. So he's like, I'm going to take what I need to win, but I'm going to make sure that third pull has less pressure than my second.
Right. No, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's move on to the 93s.
Oh, it's going to be actually crazy.
So
This
Yeah.
might honestly, this one is way more entertaining than the 83.
Yeah,
I don't think the 83 is going to be
I
entertaining.
agree with you. I agree with
I
you
think the
because I have
83 is going
no
to be a
idea.
blowout.
I have
okay, so
no
Russell
idea.
93s.
not competing.
Who's
Who?
not competing?
Russell.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like he's just going by his Sheffield or whatever total.
Yep.
Yeah,
Um,
he already said he's not going to Worlds. He's
Yeah.
going to World Games.
because
He
he's
knows
focusing
he's
on World
not.
Games,
Now,
right?
now what
Well,
happens though if no one beats him? Somehow everyone misses. What happens? Is he going?
No,
Yeah.
why?
Why
What do
would
you
he
mean
go?
to get
You
another
know,
to try to get a chip? He can still get a chip. Of course he
yeah. Why would
goes.
I get?
There's no way.
He doesn't go.
The only scenario that no, there is no scenario because I was gonna say the only scenario that if nobody beats him that he doesn't go is if he's too heavy, but it's so far away that even if he's
Yeah,
heavy,
12
like he'll
weeks.
get down. Like yeah, no, he's going. It's not gonna happen.
He's
It's not
he's
relevant.
194 right now. Right now, he said on YouTube he's 194. So 4 keys.
Yeah, it's not happening. Anyway, 93s. This is interesting, obviously, because we have like three people who are really very, very, very close, and there isn't like one prohibitive favorite like the 83. So we got Gavin, we got Petrie, we got Keiko. We got a lot of other strong lifters as well. We'll just run through them. We got Dominique Fuqua, we got Demetrius Smith, Kyle DeLeon, Shabar Royster, and then
Brandon
a
Jones.
bunch of really strong kids.
Yep. Juniors.
Yeah. So I would say who would you have as your favorite? Let's go. Let's start with that.
It's
Super
hard for
sorry
me not
question.
to call Jonathan Keiko a favorite. You know what I mean? Because he's Mr.
Right.
Consistent as well.
Right.
So it's hard to imagine a world where Jonathan Keiko is not at top, but then you have lifters like Gavin Aiden who just had a remarkable performance at NAPF, didn't get his Sheffield wild card invite, which kind of upset a lot of people because we could have seen him do some great things there. But I think Gavin is coming in like a freaking bull to prove himself. So
Go.
I don't tough. That one's gonna be a tough one. I do think Gavin's gonna be the favorite to win, but I think he's definitely gonna be pushed. So
So I'm gonna echo that. I think I on paper, I feel like yeah, Gavin's the clear-cut favorite. And I feel like we can also kind of agree that like Keiko's also the favorite because he's been doing it for so long. And his
No, no,
training
no,
was
no,
really
no, no,
massive.
no. No, you can't agree that two people are the favorite.
Well, I'm trying to see like, okay, you're right. Let's just say Keiko's the favorite, right? I also
Right.
see Gavin's training just looking insane right now. I don't know what's going on. Like he looks so strong, so consistent. He looks like he's like just not pushing and training for the first time in a while, and just kind of saving it purely for meet day, which I haven't seen from Gavin. And then also Petrie, that's his training has looked in like 2 years since that like Virginia Pro, in my opinion.
So what have you seen from? I haven't seen enough from Petrie really. So can you give
Yeah,
us a little bit of
yeah.
insight into how Petrie's looking?
So he squatted 320, which is like 2.5 kilos under his all-time squat.
And
I think
what was depth like?
it was good. He doesn't miss on depth anymore, like ever actually.
Okay.
And he squatted that 322 at Silent Worker. We didn't really cut for that meet, so that's pretty close to his top end. He pulled a massive 372, which is the most he's ever pulled. He matched that from Carolina Prime Time 2023. I think or 2022, one of the two meets. He pulled 372, and it looked easy. Like I think you saw that one, right?
Yeah, that was the one that. Yeah, that was one of these videos that I just want to see the deadlift. Honestly,
Yeah,
on
not
every
the
video.
not the edit.
I don't want to see your warm-ups. I don't want to see some
Yeah.
anime video before. I just want to see your lips so I can like I want to know
Yeah.
I want to know in the first 2 seconds whether I should scroll down or keep watching.
No, for sure. But no, that pull was so easy. He had at least 7 to 10 on that day. Like he has a big pull right now, and we haven't seen any bench really. Whenever it comes to Petrie, he's just not one to post bench. It's not bad, but it's just like not his lift that progresses in a way like that. So I always kind of hit him with the whole good old 210, the good old 210, 212. That's what I do.
So the Petrie honestly is the easiest. He just needs to go 6 for 6
6 for
and then
6 and
just
just
figure
pull
out
what
what
he
he needs. I
needs.
mean, but the thing is, it's weird. We've seen like him doing two heavy deadlifts hasn't worked out so well for him necessarily.
Yeah,
Like his deadlift, I don't know exactly how his deadlift peaks and tapers and whatever, but it's very interesting. Versus like Gavin and Keiko are in a very similar position where Keiko's squat is the strongest ever been, bench obviously, where Keiko needs to come out of
subtotal
bench.
ahead.
No, he doesn't. He has to just be in the same. He has to
No,
at least be
subtotal
even.
ahead of Gavin because Gavin and Keiko have a very similar deadlift. Like I'm talking
Right.
like
No, so
yeah.
that's why I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. He doesn't
Oh,
have to be ahead. He's better. Obviously, he wants to be ahead. He just has to be even because they're similar. They're the
yeah,
same.
yeah,
I'm saying,
yeah.
of course, he wants to be ahead. But I'm saying he can't. He like, for example, if Gavin squats like
Can,
345 or something like
can
that,
I give you can I give you a hot take? Can I give you really before you even get to this? I
go for
think
it.
Keiko I think Ke- I think Keiko's gonna be ahead because I think Keiko will have a chip. I have a hot take. Gavin does not squat an AR.
Has not what?
Gavin does not walk away with this meet with an American record squat.
What is the American record
I don't
squat?
hit depth.
341.
Why do you not think you don't think he goes for
Jamar
it?
Royster. Jamar Royster, the Nordic
Oh, oh,
Tyson.
okay, no,
And I
you're
think
right.
that's
You're
gonna
That
right.
put
I will agree with.
that's gonna put a
Jamar,
little
That's not a
again,
hot take. That's not a hot
is
But
take.
I'm
very
just saying,
biased, but
but
Jamar is
you're
just like
not
the
thinking about it
squat
though. You're not
specialist.
thinking about it.
Jamar
You're
is
not
getting that record.
like
I
Of
Keiko's getting that
course.
fully
point
believe
five.
Jamar's getting that record.
Keiko was getting that
Okay,
0.5 on
I
subtotal no
understand,
matter
but
what.
what do you think Gavin squatted? Like I'm less I'm like I said earlier, like I'm just not as familiar as I usually am with people's training. Like what do you think he's squatting? You think 340?
Yeah, 340-ish. 340,
And
342.
and what do you think he's benching? Like 220?
Like 220, 220, 222.
So okay, so we're saying like that. We're saying like we're talking like 560 to 565, like subtotal, something like
It's
that.
more so like I just think Keiko's gonna have that 0.5, which messes
I no,
Gavin.
I know that, but I'm
Yeah,
saying the question you could still be 2 kilos ahead, right? You don't have to be point. So
yeah,
we're
yeah,
talking let's just say 560, something like that. And what are we talking about
yeah.
Keiko squat? Like something like 310?
Yeah, I would say 310 is a very good day. I know
Let's
we've
say
seen the three, but
let's say 310 and we're talking like benching like 250, something like that, right?
I would say about 250, yeah.
Right. So we're talking their subtotals are, of course, I have more confidence in Keiko having that 860 subtotal than I do in Gavin, because Gavin is going to be taking 20 kilo jumps on squat. And Gavin has, even if you say his depth's improved, this, that, there's at least a 25% chance that he gets his squats, he gets reds on squats, even for something that might be good. So Keiko is going to hit 3 benches. It's going to happen. He's not missing.
Yep.
And
Yep.
he's not going to miss a squat on depth. It's possible he'll miss on strength, but if he does, he'll have a heavy second, and it'll be a small jump second to third. Like, if that happens, it'll be like he takes like 302 second and then like jumps like 7.5, versus Gavin taking like a 15 plus kilo jump second to third. That's going to happen, right? Can we establish that? Right.
Yep.
So I'm saying they both have like the same subtotal, like realistically, like what they have the capabilities for, but there's a much higher chance of Keiko getting that subtotal.
Mm-hmm.
So now the thing is, Keiko, we know we have a pretty good idea of what his deadlift's at, versus Gavin is a little more of a wild card. I think Gavin probably has a potential higher top end. He just hasn't actually done it yet. Like, he has higher strength, but he hasn't actually done it.
What if I told you I think Gavin could pull 355, 360?
I would say it's possible. I wouldn't shock me.
Yeah. And I just feel like I don't think Keiko could do that. Not after a heavy squat.
Correct. But you know what? I'm not sure.
Think about it. You don't watch the training as close as I do. I'm looking at
no,
the
you're right.
every
I haven't.
Every Monday and Tuesday I see a big squat. Or when I see a big squat, I don't see a big pull the following day, a couple days later. It's always one or the other, the alternating blocks. When you see the 350s, you only squatted like 305, 300 that week. When you see the 340s, you push the squat.
So what we're saying is that you're thinking that Keiko's top end is more 915 range, and you think Gavin is the one who can really go 920.
Yeah, assuming he executes on squat. Like,
of course, I'm saying nobody's saying he's going 920 on a 6 for 9 day.
Yeah. Yes, I think Gavin's top end is the strongest, in my opinion.
And do you think that if Gavin really is in the 920 range, that Petrie has a chance? Because I don't see that.
I don't think
Petrie's not pulling 390. He's not even. He's that. Like, he's.
Yeah, I think Petrie has the lowest top end of all 3, but I think he has the easiest job. As in, like, he's not going to be pushing so hard on subtotal. He's just gonna coast, watch what they have, and just wait till the else happen. So that's kind of what I mean. Okay. He doesn't put that pressure to the last game time. The only thing that could screw Petrie up is like Demetrius Smith when it comes to like delta attempt changes, like the lot number. I don't know if that really makes a difference, but that'll be about it.
Right. Okay, fine. And any of these other lifters you think can crack the podium? And if so, which one do you think? None?
No.
I think podium at the worst is 890-95.
Okay,
I don't see only Dominic Fuqua I can maybe see doing that.
Right. What? Not that this matters, but what do we think? Wait, is Jordan McKinley actually?
He's competing. I have some insights on what I was going to do. By the way, this might surprise you guys so much.
What do you think? Like, is he going all out?
Yes. So I was talking to his handler, like, off FaceTime like late 2 days ago, and Jordan's feeling pretty good. They are going to put up a total like around 900, 910 in the morning session. That's what they want to do. I'm not going to like spill too much.
Well, so wait, so then you do think there's somebody who's capable of breaking onto the podium?
Yeah, but
that's what I'm saying.
You asked me in those 3 though. You asked me in like that battle right there.
No, I was asking if there was anybody else besides for those 3 that was capable of breaking onto the podium. So
from what I've seen with Jordan's training, like, he's very strong. I think it just comes up to
it's not happening. He's not total 910. Listen, these juniors are crazy, but I'm saying, like, we keep seeing these juniors do crazy things in the gym, and they don't do it in the meet. It doesn't happen. Like, if he totals 890, I would say that was a phenomenal performance, and, like, congrats. I think there's a far bigger chance of him totaling 870 than there is of him totaling 910.
I agree. I was very shocked when I heard that total. It's something along the lines like a 700 squat, a 215 and 220 bench, and like a 370-ish deadlift, 380 deadlift, something like that. Which I'm like, wow. I don't know where these numbers from. I can see the bench. That's about it.
I mean, he has previously squatted 700, right?
Yeah. He still squatted 716 at a local meet in Florida.
Right, and he has previously pulled what, 804?
360.
360. Like, but it was not 360, not at 10.
Yeah, it was
It was an easy
trust me,
360
trust me,
goal.
trust me. I was walked through the whole process. It just sounds crazy when you put it all
Okay,
together.
so I'll tell you, this is the rule for juniors. You take their
Yep,
best
always take
squat, you
20
take their best
kilos.
bench, you take their best deadlift, and you drop 40 kilos.
So
No, like
again,
that's really what it
I,
is.
no, I agree with you. I think the only advantage that Jordan actually may have, believe it or not, is he's not in prime time. It
Right, he
might
doesn't have to
just
worry
take
about it.
pressure off. It might just take pressure off him. He's just gonna like put up a total he can for sure hit and just
Okay,
hope people miss.
if he does this craziness 9-10, then it's possible he wins. Like obviously it's
Yes,
still low like
yes,
it, but
yes,
there's a non-zero chance.
yes,
That's crazy. Okay, we
yes.
should move on, but just before we move on, give me an over under on what you think Jack Reynolds totals.
Dude, he just squatted 705 yesterday. I don't know what's going on. His squat's crazy because I don't know how it's like PR every block of the squat.
I don't
Over
know.
under. I think 870 over under.
Under.
860,
Okay,
860,
fine. Oh, okay. Now that's a better
860.
line.
860.
870 was a very easy
I
under.
had to think about his delta and his bench because I think those are where the question marks always lie. His delta and his bench.
Yeah, I think 860 you could do. Okay, fine. Let's move on just because it's getting late and we got some other weight
Yeah.
classes to talk about still.
We only have one more.
I mean, one more
Aw.
big one, but like there's still other weight classes, right? We're still
Yeah.
gonna at least mention them. Okay, 105s. What happened to Keenan Lee? Does anybody know what happened to Keenan Lee?
What do you mean? He's on the roster.
He is? Why do I not see
Yeah,
him?
75 kilos. Oh,
Oh, that's
zero.
why I don't see him.
It's zero. No, I think no, it's zero. It's zero. He competes next
Wait,
Wednesday.
Juwan is also on the roster. So what does that mean?
Still?
He, I,
Yeah.
I don't know if he's able to compete though.
Well, we assume he's not able to, but then why is he still in the roster? That's the question.
Hmm.
No? Anyone know? Whatever. Fine.
Anyone know why
Let's-
Keenan Lee's total says 60 kilos? I don't know. How do you even do that?
Daniela's also says 60.
No, but it's because they're both doing the ID whatever meet on
Whatever.
Wednesday.
Okay, fine. Okay, so we're assuming that Juwan is not actually competing, right? Okay, fine. We're not
Yep.
talking about that. He's not worth our time. Okay, so we got Anthony versus Keenan.
Hey, that would be the craziest thing ever, though.
That
Wait, what?
would be really funny.
That would be the craziest thing ever, though.
If what?
If what?
Jawan Garrison. Like somehow we're all wrong. Somehow we're all wrong. Like no one's been talking about it. So like maybe it's just like no one said no. He's still on the roster.
Okay, we're not right, but we're not gonna discuss that. So we got Keenan versus
It would be so funny. It would be so entertaining.
yes, it would.
What was
Um,
it? He failed a USAPL drug test?
No, he admitted to
He's-
using peptides on his Instagram story. Well, a member of the USAPL.
Yeah. So we got Keenan versus Anthony. What do you think, Carrie?
Allegedly, sorry, so I don't get sued.
Well, he didn't allegedly admit to it. He did. I mean, he posted it. That wasn't alleged. Whether he used it or not.
No, but you got to say allegedly. You got to say allegedly.
Okay. Allegedly.
No, he
viewing-
admitted that he was using it. He's taking it.
Allegedly.
Why would you
viewing-
do that?
Because he didn't know it was wrong while he was doing it. He thought it was okay.
Allegedly, I use trend. That's why I'm so strong. But anyway, Keenan versus
Yeah.
Anthony. Who do we got?
So
Ooh.
let's talk about it. So Keaton, let's just like name some disadvantages, some advantages, right? So Keaton's disadvantages, right? Has to travel, a lot. Going from South Korea, coming from South Korea, across he has to fly like a couple days earlier. That's gonna that might affect performance. You don't know, and he's also not gonna be in prime time. So he's just gonna have to and I think in a one-on-one situation, that is an actual disadvantage versus like kind of the same thing we talked about with Jordan McKinley, where it's like he's in the morning session and there's 3-4 guys above him. That is an advantage because like you're not in that fray. You're just doing your own thing. But if it's a 1v1 situation and you're both separated, I feel like that gives him a slight disadvantage. Now, we've seen historically Keaton's put up totals in the 950s many times, 940, 950. He even did like a meet at Korea where he did like 945 at like 97 or 98 kilos, which is insane. So he's strong. Now the question is he gonna be strong enough to put up a total in the morning that Anthony Minot cannot touch, because Anthony has been an absolute heater right now, squatting 800, benching low fives, pulling 800. Like, what can't this guy do? He cut down from the
When
110s.
is Keenan getting in? That's
I
like
want
one
I
of the big.
wanted to I wanted to like Monday. No, tomorrow, today. He had his last squat yesterday. Took a flight off
Mhm.
today. So he'll be there by Sunday or
Okay,
Monday.
because that travel from South Korea
A lot.
to it's a lot. It's a lot on the
Yeah.
body, especially like getting used to the time difference and everything. Like I don't doubt that Keenan's a smart man, but obviously like I don't know his work schedules, anything
Yeah.
like that, or
I mean, remember
busy.
Keaton's from America, so he knows how to travel from Korea to America a
Yeah.
bunch of times. But I mean, like I know he posted a squat like not too long ago on his story. I think it was yesterday saying last squat,
Yeah.
gonna travel now. So I'm sure he's probably flying, which is enough time.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay, good. Because that could have been potentially working against him, but if he's coming in at a decent time, I
yeah.
think he's going to be just fine. Do I think he's going to top Anthony? No,
Yeah, I
no.
mean Anthony is just like I feel like Anthony is just too strong, specifically in a subtotal. We've known historically
Yeah.
Keaton was a crazy big squatter. He squatted, I think he squatted 370 once, like a big squatter. But since his hernia, we haven't seen that same
Yeah.
squat from Keaton Lee. Like it's just not as strong, not as poppy. He's probably still way underweight. While we see Anthony posting up 800-pound squats like it's consistent, right? And
Anthony's
then you
also
fact,
light, right?
yeah, they're both very light. They're both around that 102, 103 range.
It's funny because
But then
Anthony used to be heavy.
yeah. And then with Anthony, I think the real reason why I have Anthony winning is because of that bench. Anthony is like, he just put up a 220 bench like an RP6 yesterday, like an opener. If he's opening at 220, I don't see how he doesn't get to 240 plus. And he's benched 240 before. So it's like you take that, then you take away the delta advantage that Keaton has because he's like obviously the bigger puller, but you're pulling in the morning, it doesn't really matter. I just feel like Anthony's going to walk in, him and John can have a plan. Whatever Keaton hits, just going to chip that, and that'll be it.
I think it's stupid that he's not in prime. I think prime time should be up to the discretion of the meet director, and we shouldn't have any of this nonsense where people who are competitive
Want the
for
national office?
I'd
You want the
agree. I'd
national
agree with
office
you.
deciding who's in prime time?
yes, and I should run the national office and decide who's in prime time. Anyway, um,
I mean, actually, that
yeah,
wouldn't be that bad. If it was just the national office, that'd actually be good. It just can't be anyone else. It can't be the board. It just needs to be the two guys in the national office. That would be
Yeah.
sick, actually. They're like Dana White, like just going, yeah, who do we get? Who we match him up?
you know what you mean?
Well,
You know what USCPL did that prime, like I don't know, it was last year. One of these years they did like a primetime reveal show where they said who's in prime time, but they just
yeah.
used like
Yeah.
the highest QTs. Nobody cared about a primetime reveal show to tell us who has the highest QTs. You go look at the you
I
can look at
would
the
love it if
roster.
randomized
I no, it would be no, it should be like
handpicked.
I should be in charge and just make a primetime reveal show and look through the QTs and be like, this guy's in prime time. That guy's nominated third. We're gonna push him to the morning session. Okay. This guy nominated in 14. No, but like seriously, I'd be like, oh, Jordan McKinley, he's nominated total to 815, but he's done 910 in the gym. You're in prime time. Like, oh, Keenan, you haven't
No,
competed.
you
You're
need
in prime time.
well,
You're like,
you
oh,
need objective
you're the
criterias.
no, it's like, oh, you're the number 2 nominated 52 kilo lifter, but you can't win. You're not in prime time. Just straight up like that.
No, I mean, from what I've said, like, what do you guys think is going on with the 105s? Like, between those two?
Well, yeah, it is between those two, but the thing is, like with Anthony, is his squat depth is always borderline,
Questionable, yes.
and he takes 20 kilo jump second to third. So a missed squat, and that's
That's
not
it.
good. So
They are talking about like 970, 980 though, which is insane.
well, it's very reasonable because even not crazy, right? Take a 365 squat. He's done it multiple times. Take a 240 bench and a 365 deadlift. That's
965.
That's 970.
970, yeah, 970, yeah.
Yeah. And like all of those are like very
Doable.
reasonable. They're all very doable. Like there's a world, like let's say he was like, it can't happen, but let's just take there was no competition and he got to like pick whatever number he wanted. Like he could squat 370, he could pull 370. Like 980 is like, it's not gonna happen in this meet 980 because it's unnecessary and he's not gonna take chances like that. But like I think what I would say is what would you put the over under at first place for? Like what, 965?
970, 965,
970?
965, 965. I think 965 has to happen because there's just not going to be this jockeying for deadlifts. You know what I mean? Like there
Right.
is no way you're competing at a quote unquote exhibition meet on both ends and you're missing benches. I don't want to hear that. Like there's no pressure. Just hit what you have and then wait till pulls.
Right. Yeah, so I think I mean Anthony has a big advantage of competing in prime time and knowing what he has to load. His one disadvantage, I guess, would just be his questionable
Squat
squat
depth.
depth. That's like the only thing. Like I think if he hits 3 squats, he wins.
I agree. I mean, he missed 804 at his last meet on depth,
Right. And he still totaled what was it? It was only
945.
945, but that's
Not,
not enough. That's
no,
not
that. But he was a 20 kilo jump.
right. So that's it.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
so we see like there's no question about whether he's strong enough to squat
Yes,
365.
yeah,
Like he
yeah.
is. Like
Can
like
can hate that.
he's strong enough to squat more than that. Like he really like he pure strength. Like he's up there with like Ashton on squat. Like he could
I
squat
think he's
375.
I think he's the second strongest 105 ever. I think Bob is still the strongest 105 ever, but
Whatever. Different conversation. But either way, so we're all in agreement that Anthony is probably has has a little bit of a higher top end, and B also in prime time has the advantage.
yep.
Yes, I would give him like I would say like I would go like a 2-1 on that. Like I'd take Anthony at like minus 200 and um give Keenan like a 33% chance of winning something like that.
Yeah.
I still think
Okay.
it's
We're at the
crazy.
we're at the 2 hour mark. Let's make sure we get wrapped so we don't.
Yeah, okay, fine.
Yeah.
So that's it for the 105s. I guess one other thing to mention is we get to see David Wilson again, see what he loads on deadlift. So it's
Yeah,
interesting to see his deadlift. Um,
120.
that's anything else in the 105s talk about? I don't think so. Oh,
No,
Carrington's competing.
and not me.
Is that related to you?
No,
Isaiah Carrington.
that's my first name.
No, actually, Isaiah Carrington's in Illinois.
Right. Wait, what? Was it? That's true. I wasn't thinking.
Very good. I saw that. I've seen that
Anyway.
before too. That was interesting.
Right. Okay. Let's talk about the 120s. We're not talking about Bob. I don't know why he's not competing. It doesn't matter.
Rondell. Let's talk about Rondell first, just to get out of the way.
Okay, let's talk about
Yeah.
Rondell.
Yeah.
What do we
You start.
think?
You go ahead, Mike.
Okay. I mean, Rondell's a freak. His training's looking the strongest it ever has, which is saying a lot because there's other times where his training's been looking crazy. Um, is he gonna squat 400 kilos? Maybe. Is he gonna pull 425 or something like that, or 415? Probably. He's gonna total well into the upper 1000s, probably something like, I don't know. I'm not doing the math, but like 1075.
Wait,
1080.
I got a good one. Is he going to total more than the 120 pluses?
Yes.
Wait,
And
guys. Rondell's not on the roster.
I think he's a guest lifter.
he's a guest
Can you not?
lifter.
Can you not be on the
No,
roster as a
he was
guest?
on there.
He
No,
was
he
on
was
there
on
initially.
there.
He's not on the roster right now. I'm not even kidding.
Neither is Blake Barrett, I don't think. So I think just the guest lifters aren't on it.
Okay, because they were originally. Okay,
Yeah.
just
Hold
want
on.
to check.
Yeah,
that.
Let me see what I can get.
we forgot to talk about the most important battle of the meet, which is between Zach Costanzo
And Blake Barrett.
for the
Yeah.
kilo crown. But yeah, so I mean Rondell's a freak. He's gonna total something at a minimum like 70 kilos over what the world record total is, potentially more. Like it's ridiculous. It's a crime that he hasn't been able to compete, but yeah, add what you want.
Yeah, Rondell, greatest 120 we've ever seen, has not had the opportunity to really collect those wins and really do it on the international stage. But honestly, like we have not seen a talent this crazy, and I just feel like he's just so angry that he's just gonna like come to this
Yeah.
meet, do what he has to do, and then wait one more year and just come in as a pure juggernaut for Worlds next year. That's it.
I agree with that. I agree.
Yeah, there's probably nothing more to add. I mean, nothing to add. He's too
Yeah.
good.
I think Rondell's not going to squat anything too crazy, but I think he might pull the biggest pull we've ever seen at the drug tested meet. That's about it.
When you say nothing
What would that
crazy,
be?
what does that mean for squat?
I'm like 350, 355.
Really? That would be like that's pretty low,
What?
no?
Yeah, I mean, he came off a knee injury after NAPF. He didn't squat. He squatted 350. That was the heaviest squat he's hit in 5 months. I don't know where he wants to be at on squat, but I just couldn't see close to 800 right now. the way he was saying. I know he's going to push bench. He always pushes bench. And I think he'll just take a crack at 900 in a platform on Dallas. That'll be it.
Okay.
Which is still around 1045.
Seems pretty big.
Yeah. No, I said the squat wasn't going to be that big.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, and then so then we got Devin Williams. His bench obviously is looking crazy. He's over his world record bench. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I haven't seen too much of his training.
Yeah, so Devin after rally had some issues with his knee still. He's been dealing with that for 4 or 5 years on and off. He was getting some injections to kind of like help with that. And I think like it really pulled us. He had to stop squatting for a while. And I think like his squat training really hasn't quite caught up. We know he's known for bench. His bench is through the roof right now. He's probably gonna bench close to 6 at this meet. And then his deadlift is pretty good right now. And I think he doubled like a 777 deadlift. So we can kind of expect that to be close to his PB around 370-ish. So I think he'll be in a good spot. I just don't know if we'll see that 340 squat strength this meet. That's all I can say. And the reason why I say that is, the reason why I just kind of say that, what's his name again? His actual name is Juice. I forgot his actual name though.
Jalen Edwards.
Jalen Edwards, yeah. He's looking really good right now.
Yeah,
I know it says 910.
He did a 940 training total this week, I think.
Yeah. So I feel like if he's at 940 and like we can kind of assume that Big Dev isn't going to be around his best squat, maybe that total comes down a bit. You know what I mean?
Was that 940 hard?
The squat the bench I wouldn't say was comp standard. His butt came up. The squat was comfortable and the bell was comfortable from what I can see. But we'll see. I just don't. Yeah.
So I'm saying, what would you say percentage wise between those two?
I give it 70% Dev, maybe 80% Dev.
Okay,
I just don't get it.
70...
He also had a baby too, so we just don't know like how he's feeling training wise fully. Besides
bench, he's bench 590. I just said
besides bench. He's always feeling good on bench. Always. He's never had any issues on bench.
Bro, I mean, you're around the same weight. I mean, can you imagine? I can't even physically imagine that on my shoulder.
I weigh quite a bit more than him, and I'm not touching 100 pounds of that.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's
right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he would have worlds.
Yeah, good for him. Good guy to go.
Again, I think he's gonna win. I'm just saying, like, I don't know if he'll be his best performance ever. From what I can tell.
Okay.
You're closer to him. You should know more about his training.
Who?
I mean, I converse. I mean, we're 3.5 hours away. Like, I'm probably the same distance from you.
Yeah, I think that's not more. But
no, I mean, okay. I don't talk to athletes a lot about their actual training because one, I don't think that matters from what I'm trying to accomplish. Like, I want to talk about, hey, how are we going to get you like health benefits and a salary? Like, that's more my thing. I don't like to really talk about training. Like, how can I help you in a business capacity is more what I talk
basically
about.
Sebastian's HR. He just talks to them about their benefits and stuff. He doesn't really...
Pretty much. Hey, Steve's got to do it.
Yeah, I mean, again, I have Dev winning. But then we also have Reagan Henderson. His training's going pretty well. He did 920, and I believe was it the game day meet? I couldn't quite remember what he did. But he's doing pretty well in training. I don't think he'll be quite in the mix to touch Dev, but we'll see something good. Obviously, probably a 930-ish, 940-ish podium. And obviously, Mike Teixeira's competing, which is good to see him again. So
I love that.
Okay. Yeah. I guess, okay, so let's move on to the 120 plus. There's no battle here, but let's just talk about Ray. Ray said he's the strongest he's been in a long time. We've seen he always squats high in training. We know that, like, there's nothing to see from there. His squat strength does look strong though. His bench is stronger than his bench and deadlift both have been stronger than they've been in years. He's coming with 1,037.5 nominated total. I think we might see him like push back into like the 1,060 kind of range. What do you guys think?
I would agree.
I sat next to Susie Gary at Sheffield, and she thinks he's going to take Jesus's spot.
What?
No. I sat next to Susie Gary, and she said that she thinks Ray can take Jesus's spot at Worlds.
What did he just at Sheffield?
11-12.
Yeah, no. Okay.
No chance.
Let's.
I
Yeah,
just like to talk about the delusion. The delusion is entertaining as
right. So
fuck.
I don't entertain.
The delusion of the Garys, what's new? Okay?
Yeah, I'm not. I'm
What's
not going
new?
to entertain delusion.
Like, it's the second you said the
Every
name, I was
time.
like, no.
Listen, listen, listen. These people think that I'm crazy for having Joe Bornstein as my number one lifter of 2024, and don't even want to put him on their top 10. But also think that somebody's gonna pull a 80 kilo PR over their last 5 years worth of meets out of their butt. So either way, I do think that Ray is looking really good. I wouldn't be surprised if he squats like something close, like something back in the like 470 range, and his bench is looking strong. Everything's looking strong. I mean, let's add up the numbers. What did he do last meet? Ray last meet at NAP was NAPF, I think, right?
Yeah, NAPF.
So okay, at NAPF he missed he went for 480. He went for 480 on his third. He benched he missed 235 on bench and missed 350 on deadlift. So let's just take his misses, right? 480, 235, 350. That would be 1,065. He pulled what he pulled 350 or
800.
something.
I heard it was 800. Maybe I didn't see it.
Oh, maybe I forgot what it was, but he pulled something. His deadlift definitely looks strong. Like his deadlift is the strongest it's been in like 5 years or something, or more than that, 7 years. Wow.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
I see a 365 deadlift here from 6 days ago.
and it was clean.
I'm watching it right now.
Yeah, it's hard to. You can't find his videos. Sometimes he posts 2 minute videos and the lift isn't in it. He just shows the bar for 2 minutes and then I'm waiting.
Yeah, I would say no, he pulled it, but I think he dropped it.
So, well, I don't care if it dropped it, but I'm saying he got it up, like he got it
Yeah,
to
it was
lockout.
clean. Yeah, it was clean.
Let's just we're not even talking about realistic. Let's just see what's possible. So let's just say he can pull 365, right?
Yep.
And
Yep.
he benched like what did he bench? He benched something like 240 or something recently.
Yeah.
So 365, 240, that's 605. If you take that 480, that he attempted at NAPF, then that's actually 1,085. He's
That's
still
pretty
not
good.
taking, but like that would be, I mean, that'd be phenomenal. That would be like his like third, or I
Best
think it's
meet ever.
third best or fourth best meet ever, or something like that. Like that's like that's whatever. So I think practically we're not going to see that. I think we'll probably see like let's say if he does like 1,060, that'll be like significantly above anything he's done in 7 years. So that will be a win to me. But yeah, I would love to see it. Like if he can go like 1,080, like that would be really cool. Yeah, so that's all I have to say. Anything to add?
Hey, this spot is insane. Let's not go that far.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. It's just
Yeah, I mean, all I have to say is that this will be the best PANats like probably ever. It's good to see all the Americans kind of moving towards one umbrella again versus we have all these pseudo nats, and it's still kind of there due to the whole Sheffield implications. But it's just nice to see, hey, we have battles and not just pure just walkaways now. It's getting good, so I'm excited to be there.
okay. Yeah, that's basically it. Anyone have a last thing to add? Nope. Okay, fine.
We're not gonna have.
I have one question.
Yeah.
I have one question. Who has the highest total in that? Jesus or Rondell? I know Jesus. Sorry, Ray or Rondell?
Oh, I'll switch my answer to Ray
Rondell.
now.
Okay, right. Okay.
I said Rondell before, but based off of your theory with Rondell's squat going down and Ray's training, I'll actually take Ray.
Okay. Well, Rondell said that. I didn't even say it. He said it himself. What a squat.
I'm saying Rondell.
Ooh.
Only because I would really love to see that.
I want to see Rondell, but I think I'm going to take Ray. Just I think if Ray can put up like a 470, 475 squat up, like, I mean, there's no way.
That's crazy. That's a big squat.
Bob not doing this really screws things up because like when could they even face off next?
2025.
Next year's Worlds?
Yeah.
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 Rondell's not American. He'll do Trinidad Nationals next February.
Bob he's such an interesting man, but that's a conversation for a different time.
You need to pull up to Elite Barbell and just see what he's going to do. Talk to him. Like, you need to do that. You live in New York, go see him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I have so much free time right now. Yep.
Yeah, do it.
Plus Bob trains during the day.
No, I thought it was at night.
Really? I
Yeah,
thought,
I'm pretty
or
sure
maybe I'm
Bob
wrong.
does like all his sessions. They look like they're at night. I mean, it's a big SBD. Granted, we haven't seen anything from Bob in like 8 weeks. I don't know what's going on since that
Yeah,
1020 he put up.
he's in the bunker.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right.
Okay. Thank you guys, everybody, for coming on, and anybody who makes it to this point in the podcast. Appreciate it. This is the end of our PANats very short, not so short preview show.